This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. An American woman dead after a Blue Lagoon boat sinks. A 2-year-old found dead in bushes in Fox Hill, and 3 injured in a shooting. And sources claim the Prime Minister's requested Savannah Petty's resignation from the Water and Sewage Corporation. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's there. It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, we'll get a preview of the Pink Pearls and Roses event being put on by GD Caring and Sharing. We'll give you all the details about that. And later in business, it's our monthly segment with Bristol Wines and Spirits. Always a lot of exciting information from them. We'll get to that in our 9 o'clock hour. But right now, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we were sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, investigations continue into what led to 3 people being shot. It happened sometime around 7 p.m. last night. 3 people, 2 men and a woman, were shot on McKay Street off Nassau Street. Police say the victims suffered non-life-threatening injuries and were taken to the hospital. The body of a 2-year-old boy found in bushes on Bryce Lane off Fox Hill Road. This was yesterday afternoon. Chief Superintendent Kristen Skipping said the toddler was found in an unresponsive state with injuries to the neck and head. He died at the scene. Police say a concerned citizen called police around 5:30 p.m. and indicated that the boy's body was in bushes next to his home. Skipping's telling the Nassau Guardian last night that the child lived in the area and that police located his parents. She says the coroner and a pathologist visited the scene, but it's unclear how the child became injured in this way. An autopsy will be done to find out the exact cause of deaths. Police say are urging parents to ensure their children are within their view at all times. A 75-year-old Colorado woman is dead after a double-deck vessel from Blue Lagoon Island sank after encountering rough seas near the island, which is located about 3 miles from Nassau. Police say the vessel left a Bay Street dock for Blue Lagoon at around 9:30 a.m. yesterday with more than 100 passengers on board. At the dock at Blue Lagoon, Chief Superintendent of Police Kristen Skippings said that about a half hour into the ride, the vessel experienced rough seas, which resulted in the boat taking on water and becoming submerged just outside Blue Lagoon. Video of the incident showed passengers wearing life vests huddled to one side of the vessel as the water was swallowing the other side. Before long, some of them jumped into the water. They were rescued and taken onto Blue Lagoon Island. Video also showed another vessel pulling alongside the submerged boat to assist in the rescue efforts. When the Nassau Guardian got on the scene yesterday on Paradise Island, where passengers were eventually brought in, the woman's body was covered. The body was left on the boat for more than an hour. Vacations continued at drinking at a nearby bar. A statement from Blue Lagoon said the passengers were all cruise ship passengers. It also said the incident occurred as the vessel was approaching Blue Lagoon Island and that emergency teams from the island quickly arrived to render assistance. Blue Lagoon did not mention that the passenger died in their statement, though. Police said the woman died as a result of the incident, but the exact cause of her death was not known. Prime Minister Philip Davis requested the resignation of Sylvanus Petty as executive chairman of the Water and Sewage Corporation several days after it was revealed in court that his daughter has a WSC contract valued at $26,000. Now, the information that he requested the resignation is according to well-placed sources. But after numerous inquiries yesterday, the Office of the Prime Minister declined to confirm that Davis has asked for the resignation. The office also did not deny it, though, indicating only that it had nothing official to say on the matter. The Prime Minister was en route to Saudi Arabia last night to attend a climate change forum. Petty was unreachable throughout the day yesterday for comment on the matter. It appeared that his phone had been turned off. He did not respond to a message asking him directly if he has been asked to resign, though it appeared as if he had read it. Overseas, Britain's Supreme Court ruling today that the government's contentious plan to send some migrants on a one-way trip to Rwanda is illegal, striking a major blow to a key policy of Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's government that has drawn international attention and criticism. 5 justices on the country's top court ruled unanimously that asylum seekers sent to Rwanda would be, quote, at real risk of ill treatment because they could be returned to the home countries they'd fled. Sunak, who has pledged to stop migrants reaching Britain in small boats across the English Channel, said the ruling was, quote, not the outcome we wanted. But he said they've spent the last few months planning for all eventualities and remain completely committed to stopping the boats. Refugee and human rights groups welcomed the decision. Charity Action Aid UK called it a vindication of British values of compassion and dignity. Amnesty International urged the British government to draw a line under a disgraceful chapter in the UK's political history. Britain and Rwanda signed a deal in April 2022 to send some migrants who arrived in the UK as stowaways or in boats to the East African country, where their asylum claims would be processed, and if successful, they would stay. Britain's government argued that the Rwanda policy would deter people from risking their lives crossing one of the world's busiest shipping lanes and would break business models of people smuggling gangs. Opposition politicians, refugee groups, and human rights organizations said the plan was unethical and unworkable. And some of the 40 construction workers trapped in a collapsed road tunnel for a 4th day were getting sick as falling debris and technical glitches delayed the work to free them. That's according to officials in northern India today. Rescuers have been trying to drill wide pipes through excavated rubble to create a passage to free the workers trapped since Sunday after a portion of the under construction road collapsed in a mountainous state of the northern part of the country. But the government-run National Highway Authority said that the process was slower than expected and that another high-powered drilling machine was being airlifted from New Delhi to be used as soon as possible. In sports, after a busy day at the National Tennis Center, the players for the boys and girls singles final in the Junkanoo Bowl are known. As those finals get underway today, once weather permits. Action is set for 8 a.m. The Under-14 tournament, which is sponsored by Custom Computers, is a Central American and Caribbean Tennis Confederation event. Securing a spot during her part to represent the country, her host country, Tatiana Madu. She was involved in a heated matchup against Kazia Fluonia from Curacao. Madu winning in 2 sets, 7-6, 7-3, and 6-1. You can read more about it in today's Guardian Sports section. And there are 8 teams that started the day off in the Under-10 New Providence Public Primary School Sports Association Donald's National Primary School Soccer Tournament. But at the end of the day, the Eva Hilton Primary School won the boys' division, while the Cleveland Aeneas Primary School secured the girls' division title. The tournament held at the Roscoe A.L. Davies Soccer Field yesterday. Eva Hilton Primary came back and took care of Sybil Strawn Primary in the 2-1 in the boys' action. On the girls' side, neighbors Cleveland Aeneas Primary and Sadie Curtis Primary had a close 1-0 battle that saw Cleveland Aeneas get the win. From the NBA, Draymond Green ejected after putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock, and 2 other players were thrown out after an altercation early in the Minnesota Timberwolves' 104-101 win over the Golden State Warriors Tuesday night. Gobert saying afterward, quote, "Not much to say, that's just clown behavior." The game was still scoreless. Not even 2 minutes had elapsed when Golden State's Klay Thompson and Minnesota's Jaden McDaniels got into a shoving match near midcourt following the Timberwolves' possession. Gobert stepped in and grabbed hold of Thompson before Green rushed in and put Gobert away, pulled him away from behind with his arm around the center's neck. Thompson's jersey was ripped during the scuffle, which led to Green's second ejection of the season and 2 free throws for Gobert. Golden State coach Steve Kerr and McDaniels instigated the altercation. He said that. Steve Kerr said that McDaniels instigated the altercation and Thompson should not have been ejected. And Rory McIlroy resigning from the PGA Tour board. An abrupt move that comes as the tour is trying to finalize an agreement to create a new commercial enterprise involving Saudi Arabia's National Wealth Fund. McIlroy Tuesday did not mention his decision earlier in the day at the DP World Tour Championship in Dubai, though one comment was telling about his 3 years on the board during some of the tour's most turbulent times. Asked if he liked having a seat at the table, McIlroy said, quote, "Not particularly, no. Not what I signed for whenever I went on the board, but yeah, the game of professional golf has been in flux for the last 2 years." In a statement, PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan and Board Chairman Ed Hurley thanked McIlroy for his dedication and commitment for the past 5 years. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your weather for today, we've got a gale warning and an excessive rainfall watch in effect for the northwest and central Bahamas today. Again, a gale warning and an excessive rainfall watch in effect for the northwest and central Bahamas today. We've got a complex weather pattern setting up for the country as the combination of a number of things. A deepening low-pressure system in the Gulf of Mexico, combined with deep tropical moisture streaming across the area, is supported by mid to upper level energy, leading to unsettled weather across the country. At the same time, a tightening pressure gradient across the area will lead to strong winds gusting to near gale force across the northwest and central Bahamas. And again, there are a number of warnings, just like yesterday. Mariners in the northwest and central Bahamas are strongly urged to remain in port. A warning that was issued yesterday, again for today. Beachgoers and swimmers are also strongly discouraged from entering the waters due to very rough seas, dangerous and life-threatening surf, and rip currents. Motorists and pedestrians should exercise caution while crossing coastal roads, especially the Glass Window Bridge in Eleuthera, due to large battering and overtopping waves and sea spray, and some coastal flooding and beach erosion is possible around high tide cycles due to the moon phase. So again, a lot going on. Specifically for the northwest and central Bahamas today, your forecast calls for mostly cloudy to overcast and windy conditions, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Some showers will be locally heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. Boaters should remain in port, and swimmers are discouraged from entering the waters due to the surf. Winds easterly at 20 to 30 knots with gusts to near gale force, mainly across the northwest Bahamas. Seas 7 to 11 feet higher in gusts. For the southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy and breezy with a few scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Small craft operators should exercise caution for the southeast Bahamas. Winds easterly at 15 to 20 knots and gusty at times, seas 4 to 7 feet higher in gusts. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs getting up to around 86 Fahrenheit, 30 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 73 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. But again, a gale warning and an excessive rainfall watch in effect for the northwest and central Bahamas today. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook and look at the tropics coming up after traffic in just a bit. You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Win a vacation for two to Sandals Resort in Jamaica using your RBC Visa credit card in the RBC Gift Yourself the Ultimate Getaway promotion. Just spend $1,500 or local equivalent. Promotion ends on December 18, 2023. Visit rbcultimategetaway.com for more details.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Wherever you're headed, the Custom Computers Know-How team is standing by to help guide you in the East and the West. We now have 2 convenient locations on Patton Street in Palmdale and our newest store in the Caves Village Shopping Plaza through the Blake Road entrance. Discover the latest products by top international brands and the knowledge you need to unleash tomorrow's technology today. Drop by Custom Computers out east or out west. We're open Saturdays from 10 till 4.
At Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
Get ready to jingle all the way to Christmas with Fidelity's festive giveaway with over $10,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs. Apply for a loan or open an ASU savings account for a chance to win big. Visit any of our branches for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's there. It's the start of the end of the old way. Revolution. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Got a lot to talk about on this Wednesday morning. Coming up in a little bit, we are going to be getting details on the Pink Pearls and Roses event that's coming up in a few days. That's an event being put on by GD Caring and Sharing. And later in business, we are talking with Bristol Wines and Spirits. It's our monthly segment with them. Looking forward to that. But there's a lot going on that we need to talk about in the news. In the news, wow! Yesterday was a crazy day. It seems just a lot of tragedy, a lot of madness. We're still waiting for details on the shooting last night. 3 people were shot: 2 men and a woman on McQuay Street off Nassau Street around 7 p.m. Police say the victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries and were taken to the hospital, but we don't have many details at this time. But that happened yesterday. Then this very bizarre situation, a 2-year-old found dead in bushes in Fox Hill. Our Travis Cartwright Carroll writing about that. The body of a 2-year-old boy found in bushes on Bryce Lane on Fox Hill Road yesterday afternoon. Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skipping said the toddler was found in an unresponsive state with injuries to the neck and head, and he died at the scene. She said a concerned citizen called police around 5:30 p.m. and indicated that the boy's body was in bushes next to his home. Skippings told the Nassau Guardian last night that the child lived in the area and that police located his parents and that the coroner and a pathologist were at the scene. But they're not certain how the child got these injuries. And an autopsy, of course, is going to be performed to determine the exact cause of death. But, of course, a plea to parents to, especially a 2-year-old, my goodness, keep an eye on these kids at all times. Just unbelievable, and our condolences to the family. But what is this? This is crazy. This is crazy. And we're going to get to the horrible boating accident in a moment. We're going to talk about that in depth this morning. The other big story, it's unconfirmed though, but according to well-placed sources, Prime Minister Davis has requested the resignation of Sylvanus Petty as executive chairman of the Water and Sewage Corporation. That's according to the Nassau Guardian. Our Candia Dames writing about it. This is again happening several days after it was revealed in court that Petty's daughter has a WSC contract valued at $26,000. Now, but after numerous inquiries yesterday, the Office of the Prime Minister declined to confirm that Davis did ask for the resignation, but they also did not deny it, indicating only that it had nothing official to say on the matter. Now, the Prime Minister was unreachable. He's en route to Saudi Arabia to attend a climate change forum. Petty was unreachable as well throughout the day yesterday for comment on the matter. It appeared that his phone had been turned off. He did not respond to a message asking him directly if he'd been asked to resign, though it appeared that he had read the message. A day earlier, the Prime Minister revealed to reporters that the Water and Sewage Corporation contract awarded to Petty's daughter will be canceled. The confirmation relating to the contract came last week on the first day of testimony of the corruption trial of the former executive chairman of WSC, Long Island MP Adrian Gibson. Petty, who was the first witness to take the stance that the contract awarded to his daughter never came before the board for approval because of its low value. And you all remember the rest of that story. But let's get your quick reaction to that. What do you think? Is there a significant reason for Petty to be asked to resign? I know some of you were calling for that last week and earlier this week, but what do you make of it if it is true? Again, this is well-placed sources, but the Office of the Prime Minister not confirming it right now. But do you think he should resign? He said he's not opposed to nepotism. Everybody's related here, so family will get contracts. That's just how it is. Yeah, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Have there been other things more egregious that nobody resigned over? What does this say if this is true? Let's hear from you. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. Pleasant day.
Good morning.
Quickly, I want to wish my daughter a happy birthday, my eldest daughter. But and I want to comment on the child, the missing, the 2-year-old that died. I have a grandson, 2-year-old, and I want to know whether sympathy to the parents, being impartial. But I want to know if any missing report or missing child or anything in that case. And now for the Prime Minister's action. Just before that, I wanted to say yesterday that whether it's a small contract or a large contract, it should not have happened because many small things can have large things. So you can have many small contracts that go under the radar. It seems as though perhaps no approval in terms of working together with other, let's say, ministers or whoever that with this particular awarding. Or perhaps, this is a little bit of speculation, or perhaps because this is tied into, it has embarrassed, it's not helpful in the case against someone who's actually being charged and under investigation. In case of the former, former minister who's been. So it's a good move, the Prime Minister, to do that if that is correct, if that is so. And I think it will help the country going forward.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Because of I think that's what you're trying to say, because of the trial with the former executive chairman and for the current to be this close to something that could get out of control. It sounds like that's what you're saying. Okay. Let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. If that is so, the Westminster system is well alive. Because, Dwight, on one hand, you cannot do an audit on yourself, and your T's are not crossed and your I's isn't dot, okay? Mm-hmm. Because at a time when it is so hot that, they have this case going on, Mm-hmm. I mean, how can you, if knowingly, that happened? But to sum it up, I can only borrow the words of former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram. It's unbelievable, unthinkable. So I don't see no way how the Prime Minister could have let this one go on like that. Thank you.
Okay, interesting. Thank you very much. All right, some of your text messages here. This one says, boy, this really is the time to ask for everything you want, like a bridge to Andros, and maybe some other small stuff like reliable electricity, and some update on the oil contamination of the water table. I'm not understanding what you're saying. Why does it seem like that? Because, or did you want, okay. Sure. This person says Petty should resign. Clear conflict of interest. This government has to now show that they are serious when it comes to corruption and conflicts of interest. Okay. This person says, please tell the Prime Minister he did not resign when he allowed BAMSI to be signed without insurance and caused maybe people to pay double. Petty was fired because of his statement and, okay. This one says, why didn't he ask Keith Bell to resign? A lot of people can wonder that, I'm sure. Continue to call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Godly David Strachan, voice along with you, Dwight.
Hi. Good morning.
We need justice, law, and order in this country, the Bahamas. Let me ask you something. Two questions. What would your morning be like if you don't hear this bunch of outrageous stuff?
Peaceful and calm.
Say it again?
Peaceful and calm.
Well, thank God for that. But look here. How old is that little child in which they found in the bush dead?
2.
2, wow.
Yeah, very sad. Unbelievable.
Man. Hey, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's, and I fear of what the story is really going to be when we hear the truth. I think it's going to be, boy. This person says that this is a win-win for Davis. Now he has the perfect scapegoat for losing the upcoming by-election. How? How do you get there? What? How? Please. Come on. We're not, send us how. Please explain. That, okay. Yeah. So, so we're going to leave that there for now. Now, we want to get to this story, this tragedy on the boat. And, you know, I have to go back to this because I don't know if you all are paying attention to some of the things that are said on this show, in the media, everywhere, right? Do people pay attention to the weather reports at all? You're listening to this? Do you try to get it so that you can decide whether you should take the boat out today or something like that? Or you just don't, whatever. Nobody cares, yeah? Because yesterday, it was very clear that nobody should have been out of the water. The Department of Meteorology at 5:45 issued the weather report, right? Saying that a gale warning would come into effect yesterday afternoon. They said that. But even ahead of that, it said that mariners should remain alert for possible funnel cloud formation. Reduced visibility is expected in showers or thunderstorms. Beachgoers should also exercise extreme caution along north and east coast beaches due to the risk of rip currents generated by swells. And it warned of the coastal road problems, the overtopping waves, sea spray. But it also said a small craft advisory is in effect for the northwest Bahamas. And mariners in those areas, it includes New Providence, mariners in those areas are strongly urged to remain in port at this time. Small craft caution remains in effect for the central and southeastern Bahamas. Just want to say that. And again, if you missed it, the warnings today are even stronger. A gale warning is in effect for the northwest and central Bahamas. A gale warning and an excessive rainfall watch in effect for the northwest and central Bahamas. Now, today, don't go out on the water, in the water, even near. Anyway, on to what happened yesterday. A real tragedy for the story. Take a listen to this from our Jared Higgs.
An American woman died today after a double-decker pleasure craft she was traveling on sank after encountering rough seas and taking on water. According to Chief Superintendent Kristen Skippings, the vessel left Bay Street en route to Blue Lagoon Island at around 9:30 a.m. with more than 100 passengers on board.
It is reported that half hour into the ride, the vessel experienced rough seas in the area, which resulted in the boat taking on water and becoming submerged in waters just outside of Blue Lagoon. As a result of the incident, we have one casualty, a 75-year-old American from Bloomsdale, Colorado.
Video purporting to show the sinking vessel on its side made the rounds on social media. When the Nassau Guardian arrived on scene, the woman's body was lying on the boat, and her distraught husband was crouched over with his head down, caressing her. The woman's body stayed on the boat, covered, for more than an hour. Vacationers continued drinking at a bar just feet away. In a statement, Blue Lagoon Island said the incident occurred as the vessel was approaching Blue Lagoon Island. It said emergency teams from the island quickly arrived to render assistance. Passengers and 5 staff members were located and brought to the island, and 2 passengers were taken to the hospital for additional care. It added that all on board are accounted for, and all passengers on board were cruise ship guests. The statement did not mention the passenger that died, though. U.S. Embassy Bahamas Public Affairs Officer Sumaya Abu Dule visited the scene to provide support services to the victim's family.
So we're out here with the Royal Bahamas Police Force and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. We're working with them and with Blue Lagoon to get further details on the incident, but we wanted to make sure our American Citizen Services was available for all American citizens who need any support or need any services. We will continue to work with the RBPF to learn more details about what happened today.
Skippings told reporters the woman was on a 5-day family vacation. When asked whether it was advisable for boats to be out in the water, Skipping said that we'd have to ask persons from the Department of Meteorology. Well, the Bahamas Department of Meteorology forecast for Tuesday said a small craft advisory is in effect for the Northwest Bahamas, and mariners in those areas are strongly urged to remain in port at this time. It added that a small craft caution remains in effect for the central and southeastern islands. In other news...
All right, Jared Higgs with that report there. Chester Robards joining us now.
Good morning.
Boy, just very, very, very unfortunate and unnecessary. It really is unnecessary.
Tragic.
And I remember I was talking with somebody about this yesterday, and they said, well, that boat's not small craft. I'm like, really?
Well, I was wondering if that's true. What is a small... I mean, and there were a few other small craft that you would consider probably small craft out there trying to help.
It's not a big thing. It's not a cruise ship. It's not a tanker. Right?
I don't know.
Those waves wouldn't have affected a cruise ship.
I mean, do we even know if it was waves that affected it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what they said. Right? The seas were getting rough. But anyway, in any event, it sounds like they were likely to go in the water at some point. It was not advisable for people to do that. So I don't know what you're taking people out on an island when those conditions are like that. But hey, we'll see. Let's get your reaction to this. Then we want to play. This is somebody who did a TikTok video who was on the boat. I can't verify whether it's true, but she has.
You mean the person
a lot
who's
of information.
doing a TikTok video while the boat was going down?
No, I mean I don't know if it's the same person. It's hard to tell, but you need to hear it. You really do need to hear it, and we'll get to that in a second. Let's take these calls and get to some of your messages first, though. You can call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Caller, good morning. Are you there? No. Okay. Call us back. All right. Some of the text messages. Okay, there's a lot of them. Okay, well, this ridiculous. Well, thanks for that. I asked if people listen to the weather reports and listen and pay attention. Texter, oh gosh. Anyway, I'll message you privately. Oh boy, I really want to tell you something on the air, but I'm going to be decent today. Not going to go with, no, not today. Today is going to be a good day. This person says that the weather advisory is all the victim's family will need for a successful wrongful death suit. And even anybody on the boat, I suspect. Anybody on the boat. All weather reports said to stay in port, but in the Bahamas, money has to make, so throw safety and caution out the window because there's no accountability. What came out of all those boating accidents in Exuma? Nothing, and I suspect nothing will come out of this. 2, hopefully the U.S. Embassy will get involved and real investigations done. Well, I think you're
What do they mean, what came out of the boating?
I mean, the same foolishness continues, right? The people wearing life vests all the time. Are there enough life vests for people? It seemed like there were on this boat. That's good. And it looks like the victim died, it sounds like. After she was brought to land. So it might have been a medical condition, but in any event, this didn't have to happen, it seems. We got a lot of petty... We'll get to that a little bit later. This person says, I smell lawsuit in the not-so-distant future. So sad that a life was lost. Yeah. Smaller boats were helping them, so it was not that the boat was too small. Sounds like it was overloaded. Well, I'm not too sure. Can you imagine yesterday if some of the mail boats canceled their trips? That boat shouldn't have left. Did the mail boats cancel theirs? That's what you're saying? Okay. This, no, so somebody's asking what happened. Someone's asking about Basra, but again, I don't know if that's the right thing to be asking, right? Basra and Chester, you would know this is a voluntary
Basra is
organization.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and so they're not like full time. They're not out there. It's if something happens.
Yeah.
But we don't. What we need is something like a Coast Guard, right?
Yeah.
Because the police, I'm sure, are busy. And the Defense Force is not quite what they are tasked with.
It seems like they helped out, though. They came.
Yeah.
But it seems as if there was enough vessels that responded to the sinking boat to help. So, where would Basra have had to come from? You know,
right?
They were 30 minutes in their boat out from port. So.
Yeah. Well, I think people aren't aware of what certain things are. They're thinking that something is something else, but it's not.
Yeah.
Not quite. All right, so let's do this. Take a listen to this. This the TikTok account is Kelly Switz. There is a Kelly Chazelle who was on the boat and who was posting on Facebook and other things and had videos as well. Not sure if it's the same person. I'm really not. But you need to listen to what this person is saying here. And take a listen to this.
Okay, people were wondering an update on the sinking boat. So we were on a 2-tiered ferry to Blue Lagoon. We were almost there. As many of you like to say, we were so close to shore. We weren't actually that close. It just kind of looked like that in the video. But we started to stop and turn to go into the Blue Lagoon area. And I kind of thought the captain was trying to be silly and whip a shitty because we all kind of went forward and the water kind of splashed up, which the water was kind of splashing anyway. It was kind of a little bumpy ride. And then all of a sudden we stayed leaning forward, and so we just thought, okay, he's waiting his turn, or maybe just gotta get it back to normal. Then all of a sudden you kind of hear people kind of freaking out a little bit. And at first, us on the top deck at least, we were just like, what's going on? And then that's when I started kind of looking over the edge, and you could see that there was water coming into the boat, and we were starting to we were staying lean forward just because we were starting to sink. And then one of the crew members that was downstairs ran upstairs and was crying, freaking out, absolutely bawling, grabbing a life jacket. And then that's when everybody's like, oh, this is real, something's happening. Everybody else starts grabbing their life jackets. We're all you wonder why people didn't jump in right away? We were kind of waiting for the staff to tell us what to do, which they never did because they were too busy crying and freaking out, or as you've seen, one guy was on his phone. I wasn't on the bottom floor, but I also heard that the captain driving it was laughing because I think he was kind of showing off. Like I said, I thought he was trying to whip the butt end around, and I just don't think it worked out the way he wanted it to. Then once we realized we were starting to sink and we saw the water coming in, people were screaming, people are freaking out. We all got our life jackets on. At the time, there was maybe a boat nearby. So we were waiting for the staff to direct us on what to do, and they didn't. So once we got to the point, that one guy jumped in, and everybody else was like, might as well do the same thing. So we all jump in, and it was actually pretty rough waves. So a lot of people they were just trying to stay above water, even with their life vests on. Yes, it was warm. Yes, it was nice weather. Yes, the water wasn't bad, but it was very wavy. So it was not as easy as it may have looked. I kind of just turned on my back and had the life vest on, so I would backstroke and go with the waves to a boat. But I'm a good swimmer. I understand that's just kind of what you have to do, but not everybody else knows that. Then I get on a boat. We're trying to get other people, try to direct them how to get to other boats. Then several, I think the lifeguards got called out, and a bunch of other rescue boats started coming out. But at the time, there was only maybe one or two. And I got on a fisherman's boat that had nothing to do with it. He was just driving by, saw it out of the corner of his eye, and came back around. Then we get back to shore. Nobody has any idea what to do. I ended up having one of the staff members of the ferry on my boat, like the rescue boat, and I asked her, what do you want me to tell people to do? Because she was still crying. I was still trying to calm her down. So I was like, what do you want me to tell people to do? She's like, I don't know. So I just started suggesting things. Would you like me to tell them this? She's like, yeah, probably. So I did. And then, let's see. Then our boat gets back to the Blue Lagoon, like, pier or whatever, and then we all get off. I directed everybody to go to a pavilion so they could do, like, a head count, make sure we got everybody. Then other rescue boats started coming in. The lady who died on the boat, she did make it to land. Happened afterwards. Then for like an hour or two, we were all stuck in this little area. They tried giving us T-shirts, shoes for people that lost their shoes and shirts, and tried off there. They gave us like bags of chips and hot dogs and water, and just trying to calm everybody down, give them something for the meantime. Then we were all directed to get back on a different boat, and we were sent back. We didn't get to stay on the island, and then we were taken back to the ship. We haven't heard anything yet. As of now, that's all I got for an update. I will upload a few more photos after this.
Wow. Again, Kelly Schwitz.
Painting that lawsuit picture with a fine detail brush.
This is embarrassing, and we do this. We always seem to be caught in situations like this, right? People are staffed with folks who don't know what to do at all in the worst case scenario. And every business should be prepared, right? And have staff trained to figure out what to do in the worst case scenario. Have a drill, have all these things. We did a whole series on this last year and early this year, every month, talking about these things. But I mean, who do people care? Everybody just, wow. So even if somebody didn't pass away, that would have been embarrassing to hear someone say the staff was that careless, hopeless, helpless, ridiculous. Wow. All right, folks. Let's hear from you again. What do you make of this? 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Man, all right. Some more of the messages. A lot of these text messages are related to some other things we're talking about. I'll get back to those in a bit. This person says here, this type of mishap seems to be a regular occurrence. I think it's time for the tour industry to be under tough scrutiny before they're allowed to be in business, something like how the airline industry has done.
People just type just to type it. What regular occurrence are they talking about?
Well,
what's regular? Seriously.
Well, once or twice a year, maybe. That's not that regular, hey?
That's not true. When was the last incident of this nature?
Well, I guess that Exuma, and that was, a couple years ago?
That's not regular.
No. But people always get the sense that these things are, like, that's just an accident waiting to happen.
What you're talking about seems to be a norm in business practices. There's no real preparation for this kind of possibility, right? I mean, the Exuma thing, I don't know what you could have done in that case. That was an explosion, but
also because of a lack
maybe
of due
because
care.
of some due care thing.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, like, in this case,
right?
You can't have staff freaking out in an emergency situation. That just cannot happen. I mean, that if I'm a passenger on a boat, I expect the captain and everybody to say something's happening. Put on your life jackets,
exactly,
in an orderly fashion.
Can
blah
you
blah
imagine?
blah. That's what I expect.
Can you imagine if you were on a plane And the flight attendants and the captains start
Everybody
carrying
freaking
on like that.
Well, if the captain ran out the cockpit freaking out, you just say goodbye to everybody.
Can you imagine the flight attendants crying, I don't know what to do? Yeah, that sounds good. Huh? What? Anyway, caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning to your co-host.
Hi.
Good morning.
Yeah, I listen to that, and it's just amazing. We live in the Bahamas where we have so much faith, and so we don't think that things like this will happen. But the thing is, we must be prepared. Even the other day, there was an earthquake in Jamaica. We don't even have, we don't know what to do if an earthquake happens. We don't prepare our people we prepare for hurricanes, but we don't prepare for anything in the event that it may happen. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem there. In situations like that, they never expected something like that to happen, and yet they panic. So they don't do any type of training. Well, probably they do, but they only do once or twice. But it should be something where it's done monthly to make sure that you know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
It may take a little bit of time out of your schedule, but you are preparing your people for the event that something does happen, and it will save more lives.
Absolutely.
Because if that woman wasn't there, Lord knows what may have happened.
Mm-hmm.
When a boat is going down, if it goes down quickly, or how it goes down, the vortex will pull most of the people under if they're still on the boat.
Yeah.
So
They're
that was a
very lucky.
really serious situation.
Yeah.
And we really have to prepare in the event. So if you're not even with your families, I have 3 children, I have 2 small younger ones. I prepare them. I'm like, look, I have the rope, I have the vest. In hurricane and earthquake, I've looked these things up and prepared my family. So you need to prepare yourself because we never know what may occur, but we cannot panic because panic is not going to help anybody in the situation. And especially ain't going to help you. You may go under just crying and panicking. So, I just pray that, I hope that they are looking at these industries and making sure and doing checks where they're doing these things monthly, at least monthly, to make sure the people are prepared and that they can also swim because some of them may not have even been able to swim.
Right.
So, that's another important thing, too. But you all have a good day.
Thank you very much.
And Dwight, when you win that money, remember your friend.
No one knows what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Inside jokes, folks. Inside jokes.
Yeah, what money is this?
I don't know. But just let's keep the faith. This texter says this was bound to happen at some point because whenever the weather is bad and you cancel your appointment at the island, you are made to be responsible because the company didn't cancel you. You did. I don't understand what you mean. It's bound to happen. Are you saying what? Karma? What are you saying? That's not cool.
What?
I don't get it. Anyway, life jackets were present, so why did someone drown? No one said that the person drowned. Right?
Boy.
No one said the person drowned.
Don't start that.
Apparently, she died on the island, whichever island she was taken to. So it might have been a health issue, but okay. That's her account. Most of the other guests always define the worst when an accident happens, but they can what? No. I don't know what you're saying. Okay. To add to my text, what type of insurance are these tour boats required to have? It's quite apparent that the staff had no training.
That might not necessarily be true. Mm-hmm. And my first thing wouldn't be to say that the staff had no training, but you have no idea how you would react, even if you are trained in a situation like this. You have to take certain people through some scenarios before you could be sure that they will react the way they're supposed to in the eventuality of a real situation. So, if you take her out or whomever out on a boat and say, look, okay, boat's sinking, this is take us through the scenario, kick off the top deck, see if she swims, floats, whatever.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know how these things work, but, I'm being, hyperbolic here, but, take them into the water. Can they actually swim?
Mm-hmm.
Can they rescue someone?
Yeah.
even if they are a staff on the boat going to the island to do something else, they're not boat staff or rescue staff. They need to be trained, to help out because they work for the company. Right? Because people are saying, she doesn't know what to do, but maybe she wasn't boat staff. Maybe she was just on her way to her job on the island.
This is the worker that the lady talked about in her TikTok. Yeah. Okay.
But even them need to be trained because they're on the boat normally, regularly, right? So I don't know what the situation was, and I don't know who this person is she was talking about, but again, training.
Yeah.
Training.
Somebody else saying training is key. Had the crew practiced drills enough, they would not have freaked out, and a proper warning signal is necessary. It should have had a whistle or special horn to sound to alert the crew and passengers.
Going back to what the caller said, alluding to this idea that we are a society. This is just who we are as a society. We don't prepare. We let things degrade until the worst happens.
Yeah, things are like a joke almost.
Yeah,
right.
We're
very casual about things.
We don't have real hurricane shelters since Dorian. We haven't built a single new shelter that we know could stand up to the new storms that we have. Okay, not the old storms, because we know that in Grand Bahama shelters blew down.
Yeah, there's still schools and churches. For the most part.
Schools and churches. I don't think we have a tsunami warning system here, even though there is a great possibility that we could have one.
WhatsApp is.
She mentioned earthquakes, and I was like, well, we're not really in an earthquake zone.
But it could trigger a tsunami.
It could trigger a tsunami.
Yeah.
And we've had tsunami warnings issued by, I don't think it was by us, but by other people after the Haiti earthquake. When the volcano was going off in the Canary Islands, there was a possibility of a huge landslide that could have come straight across the Atlantic.
And even that earthquake was it Jamaica again a couple years back? You remember? And then buildings were shaking. There was a tsunami warning with that as well.
Yeah,
a tsunami warning then as well.
Yeah.
But that was people just sent messages. That's how you found out about it.
But places like Hawaii and those people who understand and who've had them. They got sirens on the islands,
Yeah.
And even if we don't need them, or never use them, I should say, we probably need them.
Yeah. A few more text messages before we take a break. This person says, I wonder if the captain of the vessel checked the weather before allowing the passengers to board. Now, this is what we're asking, and that should be a requirement every single day, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
The company that should be like, okay, this might be a challenge today. Let's not do this or something.
And I think even as a captain, even though he works for a company, as the captain of a vessel, I think you could tell your company no. Like this is your responsibility. When people are on your boat and you leave the dock, there ain't no company that hired you that could tell you or cause you to put people in danger, right? That's your ship, and as they say, you go down with it. Just like a pilot, when that pilot pulls away from the gate, you're not a Delta pilot. You are a pilot for the people on that plane, and you make the best decisions.
Yeah. This texter, and after listening to the clip we played there, no, that's not normal. A loudspeaker should have alerted passengers to danger. Lawsuit. And it doesn't sound like it was only weather. There was a ferry 2 weeks ago where someone drowned. These boats go out all the time in this type of weather. Is it ill-advised? Yes, but they do. That's why they went out yesterday. The lady's account basically said it was a bit rough, but nothing happened until some strange maneuver by the captain. Doesn't sound like weather was the cause. Well, we don't know what caused the captain to do that.
If everybody corroborates the story about the captain trying to do a wheelie, there could be some problems.
How often do authorities inspect these boats? I bet they don't. Well, I don't know. This person says, it's most unfortunate that someone died, and condolences to her family. In my business, we have an emergency response plan for just about any possible scenario, including armed robbery, bomb threat, slip and fall, etc. The reality of the situation is that when an actual emergency occurs, it's impossible to predict what just about any person will do. Some will perhaps do what is needed, and others will panic. That's just the way it is. Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier.
Yeah. We operate airports here with fire trucks with flat tires.
What now?
Just
What?
what it is.
What'd you
Maybe
say?
there aren't even fire trucks.
What you talking about, Willis? What? Who? What? Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight. How y'all doing?
Doing well.
Good day.
Yeah, when are we really going to get serious about safety in this country? I'm saying I know the company is actually responsible for the safety procedure, but what about the harbor control? Do they have enough vessels out there to be monitoring the sea waves? And I'm also concerned about you talking about that. You have cargo that goes through the airport every day. And I know they were supposed to make some changes to have that done at a particular warehouse, customs warehouse. And this, as a concern of mine as a safety officer, cargo is not supposed to be transported to the international airport. And these are things that are being told that these changes must happen. Should we wait for any catastrophe to happen? So we have to take security and safety serious. In this whole country, look, you have to wait for someone to die in order to make these changes. And I'm sure we had warnings about these things, but what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's a concern of mine, especially the airport, because we have cargo going to that airport, and it should be at a facility. And the international bodies already told the authorities at the airport, or the airport authority, that they need to establish X-ray machines at the old customs warehouse to facilitate cargo. God forbids there's a bomb or anything in any of those boxes undetected. We have a problem. But what are we doing? What are the officials doing? You see, it's just serious, And I, as a safety inspector, okay, I'm very concerned about it. But, it's every day. Nobody checks. Nobody's serious. And the government needs to know that's how serious this matter is at the airport. Move the cargo to the facility where it's supposed to be. Okay. Get the necessary X-ray machines to accommodate that. We should not have cargo coming to that international airport. We have a lot of sleepers, agents around the world who will see loopholes and kaboom. Okay?
Wow. All right. Thank you very much. A lot to think about there. Let's take a break, folks. We'll get back to your text messages on this and take some more of your calls and some of the other messages we have from what we were talking about earlier. When we come back, this is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
In love again. When I get that crazy feeling, I know I'm in trouble again. I'm in trouble, 'cause you're a rambler and a gambler and a sweet-talking ladies' man. And you love your loving. Like you love your freedom.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
I'm Rita Foley with an AP News Minute. The Israeli military says its forces going into Gaza's Shifa hospital are targeting Hamas, which it claims uses hospitals as cover for its fighters. Meanwhile, in Washington yesterday,
tens of thousands of supporters of Israel have rallied in Washington. Supporters of Israel gathered by the tens of thousands on the National Mall under heavy security, voicing solidarity in the fight against Hamas and crying never again. The March for Israel offered a bipartisan endorsement of Israel as criticism has intensified over the offensive in Gaza set off by the bloody October 7th Hamas attack. Speakers at the rally included congressional leaders and Israel's president. Norman Hall, Washington.
Presidents Biden and Xi Jinping of China meet near San Francisco today, hoping to stabilize U.S.-China relations. The House has passed a short-term spending bill that would prevent a government shutdown. The Senate expected to approve it. I'm Rita Foley.
It is time for your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee RBC loan plus 5 chances to win up to $5,000. In your real-time traffic this morning, we've got a number of hot spots to tell you about as usual. We've got Blue Hill Road seeing some heavy traffic from St. Vincent straight up to Independence Drive. That's northbound, especially near Carmichael and near Soldier Road. Independence Drive is backed up as well for you. Westbound. And a bit of congestion eastbound also. Then there's East Street and Soldier Road. That intersection is busy, north and south of it, especially if you're heading northbound on East Street. You'll see quite a bit of traffic in front of you. We've got Robinson Road. You're not moving between Soldier and Old Trail if you're westbound on Robinson. And Soldier is busy as well from that intersection straight through to Bernard, Wolf, and Village Road. The intersection's there. Eastern Road, heavy traffic for you from San Souci to Johnson Road. That's westbound. And Prince Charles Drive at the major intersections. On West Bay Street near Saunders Beach, there's some congestion eastbound heading toward the roundabout with New Providence Highway. And then there's Milo Butler Highway, heavy traffic from south of the Fire Trail roundabout straight northbound to Tony Williams Darling Highway. A bit of congestion on Tony Williams Darling Highway westbound toward that roundabout as well. Gladstone Road is busy for you from Fire Trail straight up to JFK Drive if you're heading northbound. Those are your hot spots right now. We'll have another update for you after the 8 o'clock news. Morning Blend Traffic brought to you by RBC. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas Cash. And it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Okay, we've got a lot going on weather-wise. We've got a gale warning and an excessive rainfall watch in effect for the northwest and central Bahamas today. This is all as a result of a complex weather pattern setting up for the Bahamas as the combination of a deepening low-pressure system in the Gulf of Mexico combined with deep tropical moisture streaming across the area is supported by mid to upper-level energy, leading to unsettled weather across the islands. At the same time, a tightening pressure gradient will lead to strong winds gusting to near gale force across the northwest and central Bahamas. And so the warnings continue. Mariners in the northwest and central Bahamas are strongly urged to remain in port. And beachgoers and swimmers are also strongly discouraged from entering the water due to very rough seas, dangerous and life-threatening surf and rip currents expected. Motorists and pedestrians should also exercise extreme caution while traveling along coastal roads, especially the Glass Window Bridge in Eleuthera, due to large battering and overtopping waves and sea spray. And coastal flooding and beach erosion is possible around high tide cycles due to the moon phase. So for today, for the northwest and central Bahamas, mostly cloudy to overcast and windy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Some showers will be locally heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. Boaters should remain in port, and swimmers stay out of the water. For the southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy and breezy with a few scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Small craft operators should exercise caution in the southeast Bahamas. Temperatures today getting up to around 86 Fahrenheit, 30 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to 73 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. In your extended outlook, an area of low pressure will develop along a frontal boundary across the northwest Bahamas and along with ample moisture across the area. That's going to maintain the unsettled weather across the Bahamas for the next couple of days. Strong winds with gusts to gale force will continue through Thursday before relaxing late on Friday as the weather system exits the area. So for Thursday, again, boaters should remain in port. Friday, a small craft advisory will be in effect. We'll tell you more about the tropics, what's happening around us, and other areas we're watching in our next weather check coming up after the 8 o'clock news. But this weather check brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Alive Business and Easy Car Sales are bringing you the ultimate business makeover. Sign up for Business in a Box and get your chance to win $90,000 in prizes and a brand new all-electric Jack SUV. Business is better with Alive and Easy Car Sales. Call 601-8911 or visit easy242.com for more information.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
This Christmas, your wish could come true with a no-fee loan from RBC. You have 5 chances to win up to $5,000 Christmas cash.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash. Subject to normal lending criteria. Conditions apply.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Atlantic Insurance Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Go CIBC First Caribbean. We help you
To get what you want this year. Spin the wheel of wishes with a trip for 2 to Miami. The wheel of wishes. You can win loads of cash for Christmas. CIBC First Caribbean.
win with your approved loan. Visit CIBC FCIB/Wheel of Wishes for more information. Conditions apply.
Guardian Radio 96.9 FM sets the stage for by-election in West End and Bimini. Live on Morning Blend with host Dwight Strachan, Monday and Tuesday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., November 20th and November 21st. Top issues, the issues every resident faces, which makes every vote more important than ever. Which political party has the momentum? Fair, accurate, and easy to understand information, plus real-time reaction from the candidates, party workers, independent observers, and voters in West End and Bimini. With so much at stake in this West End and Bimini constituency by-election, tune in or watch on social media for the information you need for by-election West End and Bimini 2023. Pre-by-election coverage. Live
This
from
is
West End.
Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. And now at 8:19, it is time for another check of your weather for today. Here's what's happening. A lot going on. And the big story is a gale warning and an excessive rainfall watch in effect for the Northwest and Central Bahamas today. That's expected, the rain expected to get really heavy by late morning, early afternoon. So this is all the result of a complex weather pattern setting up for the country as the combination of a deepening low-pressure system in the Gulf of Mexico combined with deep tropical moisture streaming across the area, supported by mid to upper-level energy, lending to unsettled weather conditions across the islands. At the same time, a tightening pressure gradient across the area will lead to strong winds gusting to near gale force across the Northwest and Central Bahamas. So, as a result of all this, mariners in the Northwest and Central Bahamas are strongly urged to remain in port. And beachgoers and swimmers are also strongly discouraged from entering the water due to very rough surf. Dangerous and life-threatening surf and rip currents expected. Motorists and pedestrians should also exercise caution while traveling along coastal roads, especially the Glass Window Bridge in Eleuthera, as we're expecting large battering and overtopping waves and sea spray. And there could be coastal flooding and beach erosion around high tide cycles due to the moon phase. So truly anything and everything that could happen is happening. For today, for the northwest and central Bahamas, we're looking for mostly cloudy to overcast conditions with windy, very windy, and scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Some showers will be locally heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. Boaters should remain in port, and swimmers are discouraged from entering the rough surf conditions. For the southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy and breezy with a few scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Small craft operators should exercise caution. In your extended outlook for the next couple of days, an area of low pressure will develop along a frontal boundary across the northwest Bahamas, and along with the ample moisture across the area, that's going to maintain unsettled weather for at least the next couple of days. Strong winds with gusting to gale force will continue through Thursday before relaxing late on Friday as the weather system exits the area. So, for Thursday, again, boaters will be advised to remain in port and look for scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Friday, isolated showers and thunderstorms and a small craft advisory will be in effect. So with the tropics, we're watching two areas close to us. One, an area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms over the southwestern Caribbean Sea has about a 50% chance for further development through the next 7 days as the system begins moving northeastwards across the western and central portions of the Caribbean Sea. Then this one, even closer, an area of low pressure expected to develop near southern Florida in about a day or so, expected to move northeastwards near the Bahamas and offshore off the east coast of the U.S. Tropical development appears unlikely, but the system has a low, about 10% chance for further development through the next 7 days. Other than those two systems, the tropics are relatively quiet, and tropical cyclone formation not expected over the next 7 days. But again, the big story for today, a gale warning and an excessive rainfall watch in effect for the northwest and central Bahamas today. That's your morning blend weather check. And at 8:24, time for another check of your traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee RBC loan plus 5 chances to win up to $5,000. In your real-time traffic this morning, we've got on Gladstone Road heavy traffic for you, well south of the Fire Trail roundabout. Straight up to JFK Drive, heavy traffic for you this morning. JFK looking good for you, though. Then we've got Milo Butler Highway, as usual, heavy traffic there, and from well south of Fire Trail, straight up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. Tonic Williams Darling Highway seeing heavy traffic westbound as well. Six-legged roundabout, multiple issues there. Eastbound on JFK, northbound on Milo Butler Highway, southbound on your Providence Highway, and southwestbound on Farrington Road as well. Then West Bay Street, heavy traffic near Saunders Beach if you're heading eastbound and approaching the New Providence Highway roundabout. Then West Bay Street into downtown if you're passing Arawak Key, heavy traffic for you eastbound as you approach Nassau Street. Blue Hill Road also seeing issues from St. Vincent straight through to Independence Drive, the roundabout there, especially near Carmichael. Back to belong Carmichael as well. And north of Soldier Road, Independence Drive, both directions, west and eastbound. And the intersection with East Street and Soldier Road, also seeing heavy traffic there. Robinson Road, still little movement there between Soldier and Old Trail. And Eastern Road still very busy for you, well east of San Susie to about Johnson Road. Those are your hottest spots. It's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas Cash.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
What would you do with extra cash? Plan a trip.
Overhaul my wardrobe.
With CIBC First Caribbean, you can get comfy with savings on your mortgage cost. Buy or build your home or switch your mortgage to us and get up to US $1,000 off the loan application fee. Up to US $2,000 off home insurance. With up to US $10,000 towards switching costs, your pockets will be comfy too. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/get comfy for more information. Conditions apply.
There's a new electric vehicle in town. The Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans, available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more. It's been 35 years since Custom Computers was founded, and we'd like to celebrate that milestone by thanking you, our clients and customers. You've inspired 35 years of expert service and support, partnering with the world's leading brands like HP, Apple, and Microsoft. We take pride in setting the bar for what you expect and deserve from a homegrown Bahamian business. We're here to serve you when you need us, so call 396-1101. Custom Computers, raising the standard since 1987.
Win a vacation for two to Sandals Resort in Jamaica using your RBC Visa credit card in the RBC Gift Yourself the Ultimate Getaway promotion. Just spend $1,500 or local equivalent. Promotion ends on December 18, 2023. Visit rbcultimategetaway.com for more details.
There's a new electric vehicle in town. The Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans, available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
You don't gotta stand in line, pay online. You can pay your premiums on time. Right at Camino.com. Whether it's life, home, auto, marine, or health, it's all inside your palm. Pay your insurance at Camino.com. Whether it's life, home, auto, marine, or health, whether it's life, home, auto, marine, or health, we've got you covered. Right at Kalina.com.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
This Christmas, your wish could come true with a no-fee loan from RBC. You have 5 chances to win up to $5,000 Christmas cash.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash. Subject to normal lending criteria. Conditions apply.
Know a company stuck in the Stone Age with papers stacked to the ceiling and just about nothing getting done? Don't let your business get left behind. Go digital and ditch the papers. At Play-Doh Alpha Design, we create custom software to meet all your digital needs, saving you time and helping you make money. Give us a call today at 812-2195 or visit playdohalpha.com. It's time to ditch the papers and let us help you go digital. At Play-Doh Alpha Design, we're the leaders of digital transformation.
$90,000 in prizes. You could win a live business ultimate business makeover. Sign up or upgrade for Business in a Box for your chance to enter to win the ultimate business makeover. makeover. Or a new Jack Electric SUV from Easy Car Sales. Go green and win. Thousands and other prizes to be won. Sign up or upgrade for business in a box today. Alive Business. Ultimate Business Makeover. For more details, call 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Child, Fidelity can on this year with their new festive giveaway. You could win cash, an iPhone 15, get a bill paid off, PS5, all kind of things. Apply for a loan or an ASUS savings account, and you could win. Try our call them now, yeah? 356-7764.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Well, it's not the hour. Besides, it's in the place that we come in with power. All hands in the air.
Wrap this up. Ain't no more working today. Close up shop. Everything goes start away. Let's drink up. I can't wait to hit the floor. Play me some music. That's all I came for.
We are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. Coming up, we are going to be talking about Pink Pearls and Roses, a big event in just a few days later this month. We'll get details about that from GD Caring and Sharing. And then later in business, it's our monthly segment with Bristol Wines and Spirits. And you probably heard it already. I said it on Monday as well, but we're going to Grand Bahama ahead of the by-election next week. We're going to be broadcasting live Monday and Tuesday from West Grand Bahama.
Really?
What are we going to find? We'll see. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, so Monday and Tuesday, live here on Morning Blend. Okay, so let's get back to what we were talking about before. Quite a few things. Getting your reaction to the well-placed sources telling the NASA Guardian and other media that the Prime Minister's requested that Sylvanus Petty resign as executive chairman of Water Research Corporation. So we're getting a reaction to that. Also getting a reaction to this horrible boat accident, and that's left a woman dead. She didn't drown, but after this incident where everybody had to jump in the water, it seems that she died when brought to land yesterday. All right, so we're getting a reaction to that now. We're getting a statement from the ministry responsible for this. This is Transport and Energy, right? A statement says the Ministry of Energy and Transport wishes to confirm that the Port Department will lead a multi-agency investigation into the boating incident which occurred on Tuesday in waters off New Providence. Preliminary reports are that at approximately 9:30 a.m., the Islander 3 departed New Providence with about 140 passengers on board. About 30 minutes after departure, the vessel began to take on water and subsequently sank. Unfortunately, a female passenger did not survive. The Islander 3 is part of a fleet of vessels owned by an established company that is registered and regulated with the Port Department. As a result of this incident, the ministry wishes to advise of the suspension of all commercial ferries in fleet of the Islander 3's operator, pending a safety review by the Port Department and the Bahamas Maritime Casualty Investigators. Okay, that's important there. The suspension of all commercial ferries in fleet of the Islander 3's operator, pending a safety review by the Port Department and the Bahamas Maritime Casualty Investigators. The statement says, our thoughts and prayers are with the family of the passenger who did not survive the unfortunate incident and those impacted. The ministry wishes to advise all boating operators to regularly adhere to safety protocols in the interest of crew and passengers. Further information will be provided to members of the public as the investigation progresses. Again, that's a statement from the Ministry of Energy and Transport issued today. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Wonder how long that investigation is going to take.
Yeah, that's right, and that's always the question. Always the question around here. All right, let's get your reaction again, folks. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
Yes, good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Chester. Good morning, Bahamas. Dwight, as regards to the tourist passenger who made the TikTok video, said she spoke with a staff member who was crying and didn't know what to do. And then she asked the staff member, well, do you think I should tell them this? What is this? What did she say to the other passengers?
I don't
Do we know?
No, I don't know.
Well, in your mind, what could have she have said to the other passengers?
Why would we be trying to figure that out?
Yeah, what's this?
Yeah, because everybody, because as far as I'm concerned, they did what they had to do. All the passengers were rescued. You see, we have to be careful with the internet. Since the advent of the internet, many people like to jump on there looking for likes and fame and want to appear to be heroes. You see? And looking for fault when they come to our country. You see, and want to paint us all as backwards and inept. And I don't like it. So we need to confirm if she is, in fact, indeed did speak with a staff member and said that the staff were crying and laughing. Okay? We need to confirm that. Thank you.
Okay, I hear you. Does it seem impossible, though? I don't think it does, unfortunately. And if you don't want to be painted in that way, then don't act in that way. But okay. There are multiple people saying that there was little information. People didn't know. Someone just decided to jump in the water, and then others followed. It seems well within the realm of possibility. But I hear you.
I know. I was gonna say from that one video I saw, like a lot of people were still on the boat as it was listing and sinking.
They didn't know what to do.
And then like one guy was in the water that I saw, but a lot of people seem to still be in the boat in a dangerous area of the boat. So it seems like from that, like nobody kind of knew what to do.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some of your messages. Some of these, again, were all over the place this morning, so we didn't get to all of those. But this person says here, the Prime Minister, the PLP came in Pinedale in Grand Palm, I guess, 3 weeks ago to promise to fix our houses, and we ain't seen them since. Tell them don't come now. We tired getting you see them. We'll see them next week on the 22nd.
Wait, what?
I don't.
How quickly did they expect to get their houses fixed?
Wave a magic wand around.
Sorry.
Bam. Yep, we read that already. What, folks? Okay. The lady's story has holes in it. Okay. Yeah, well, it probably as wide as the ocean. I don't know what you mean.
The whole incident.
The hole in the boat
has holes for
whatever
everybody.
caused the boat to sink. I don't know what you're saying. But, okay.
But nobody knows the full story yet. So who's judging?
Something about her story doesn't add up. I'll wait for the investigation report to come out. Do your investigation, please. The mailboat staff have little training too, if any. Disasters are waiting to happen all around. The roof on R.M. Bailey school collapsed on a sunny day. Imagine during a hurricane. Okay. What's it got to do with anything?
Is that roof even back up?
They're still working. Dwight Chester, I've been watching the weather for about a week because of the two low-pressure systems, one in the north and one in the south. I would not have even gone for a swim yesterday because of the systems affecting the waves. Our Met office should, at times, give Harbor Patrol instructions to advise sailors to return to port, especially commercial passenger vehicles. Texter, I'm sure that's happening. Everybody, you need to see. You get
that last
right?
part probably is not happening.
What? I mean, no, they won't advise anybody, but they are getting the information. right? Everybody's getting the information. You've seen it. The list, the media, and hundreds of people are on the mailing list for the Department of Meteorology weather forecasts.
Yeah.
Hundreds. We can see all of each other's names, and it's businesses. It's crazy stuff. Like oh, you're on this too. So half this country is getting that, and yet.
Well, when I worked at Saunders, we have
lots of hotels.
We have a morning meeting every morning, and the island manager would say, like, sometimes we wouldn't open the island because of the weather.
Oh,
because the boats couldn't. Just,
almost all the hotels are on that.
You wouldn't go through
right.
Even how close it is, you still wouldn't try and go through those waves to get to the island.
Absolutely. In lieu of the weather report, all sea excursion tours should have been canceled by the tour operators and the cruise ship. After all, the cruise ship is primarily responsible for its guests' excursions. I don't think you mean in lieu of. In light of, maybe? In light of, yes, probably you mean. Right?
Who's Lou?
What? Boy, okay. They have sirens.
Who does?
We have the Great Marcos Alert. What? The Bahamas really needs to step up its game, though. We're in a new age of weather conditions. I think it's called climate change. Texter. Okay. Are you guys saying that the captain of the boat was doing... No, okay. No. I went on an excursion abroad a few years ago, and the pilots discussed for 30 minutes before deciding to cancel due to bad weather. They lost money, but they had protocols and considered safety first. Accidents happen, but if the checks and balances were not done, heads should roll at all levels, including regulatory. Okay, lots of people making some very serious claims here that we can't back up. This one says, it's hoped that the family of deceased boating accident victim sues the pants off the responsible party. If we cannot adhere to common sense safety precautions, we may be forced to do it through litigation. Dwight, we are a reactive country. We only react and change after tragedy.
Do we change?
Usually the one company goes out of business and everybody
forgets.
Yeah, and goes back to the old ways within a matter of months, it seems, unfortunately. I believe that tourist recollection. We as Bahamians are just too stupid. Whoa, I honestly don't know why the... my Lord. Okay, here you had to go down this road. Oh, boy. Why? Oh, my goodness. I don't want to read this. I can't even bring it down. I can't read the rest of this. You want to read the rest of it?
The rest of what?
Just can't. I can't follow that.
I believe the tourist recollection.
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm not reading that.
That's just silly text. I'm sorry. The rest of it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Dwight, you can see how cold it is. 85% of the people ain't bathed this morning. It's not cold. Is it cold? It's not cold. It's just windy.
It's cool.
and rainy soon.
I mean, you have on a pretty thick jacket.
It's cold in here. It's cold in here. Chester's correct. I watched firefighters that ran with fire on them, even though they were trained. The best swimmers panicked when tragedy happens. Well, of course they would run if fire's on them. What do you mean by that?
The point is the training for scenarios involves you going through it.
They didn't know to roll and tuck in that.
No, I think they just mean that in order to understand what you will have to go through, you got to go through it.
I see. If I am a chef or in housekeeping, even though I am staff, I am still not the one to give directions. That woman is looking for a reward.
What?
What? No. What? Okay.
That didn't make no sense to me.
Okay. Traffic is backed up on Eastern Road because all the way to McPherson's Bend because Cable Bahamas is conducting repair at Montague.
Wow.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
Where's
folks.
McPherson's Bend?
No idea. Somewhere on Eastern Road. Let's take this call before we take a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Chester.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Poppy, one of my daughters 32 today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to your daughter.
Yeah. I wish I had unless I miss it, you and Chester, Dwight and Chester, I would have liked to know opinion or how you all feel they should deal with the situation with the Water and Works chairman and his daughter. Did they say they fire her or they stop a contract? Right?
The Prime Minister said that they are going to cancel the contract.
Oh, we don't know if they do it yet.
We don't know.
It's going to be canceled.
What I think they should do, they should allow her to be able to do a contract, if she qualified as a Bahamian, to another ministry. Maybe it look bad or it sound bad, but I don't understand how some people could be asking now for Mr. Petty to resign. Let's say Mr. Petty did know she was getting the contract, right? That wasn't reported on the news. It was reported to the reporter that he said he wasn't aware. They asking for him to resign, for Mr. Davis to make him resign, and I don't think he should resign. I think he should allow Mr. Davis, wait for Mr. Davis to fire him. Because in the papers last week or 2 weeks ago, it showed where emails from the office of the Prime Minister or the Prime Minister was trying to help his relative, his son, with FTX. I don't know if it was a business deal. He didn't have to resign for that, or he feel like he ain't nothing wrong with it. They feel like Petty case will be reminded. Them reminded it in the campaign on the road to the general election. But I don't think so. This is a small country. If Petty's daughter qualified as a Bahamian to do the job what she doing, she should be allowed to do it. Maybe not under her daddy, but her daddy say he wasn't aware. So let's take his word for it, even if he was aware. Prime Minister Davis sent an email from the office of the Prime Minister to try to help his relative in a business deal with FTX.
No, not a deal. For advice. Is a little
advice.
Advice.
Let's say a business meeting there, a meeting there.
Yeah.
Hey, Dwight?
Yeah, advice about something, not a business deal.
Okay, not a deal. Him trying to help his relative as the Prime Minister. People talk about nepotism. I understand Petty say he ain't frown against nepotism, but this is a small country. Mr. Davis should not ask for that man resignation.
Okay.
If he nervy enough, fire him. Set the example, Mr. Davis.
Okay, but you didn't want him to lose his job. Okay. Well, there you go. We'll see. I don't know if the two are exactly comparable. The two
Asking for
situations.
resignation and being fired?
No. What the Prime Minister said to have done with with Sam Bankman-Fried and having a contract this is a little bit different, but still uncomfortable for most people. Sure. All right, so let's go to the break. I'm gonna read these messages as we go to the break. You again? Oh boy, I didn't want to read the part. They come back. Yeah, Dwight. They're laughing. So you don't read the part, eh? So you don't think this nation would be better if it were managed and still under Great Britain or the UBP?
They trolling you.
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We can do better. We just have to all agree that we want to do better. Right? And a lot of the colonies that after independence had a lot of issues they had to get through as well. But they were determined to get through them. I don't know if we're all there yet. But once we are, the heights this country can reach, if we're not sinking, will be unbelievable. But we all have to be on the same page. And we're not even in the same book right now. Because people like you are talking about we should go back under Great Britain or the UBP. So that's part of the reason we're struggling. And then other people are just insane.
That's exactly the reaction they wanted from you.
Yeah, well. Okay, on this one here, Dwight, as a firefighter, you don't run with fire on you. You drop, roll, and roll out of the fire. Yes, that's what I was thinking you were trying to say. A chef would not know what to do when a boat is sinking. It's the captain. Yeah, and you mentioned that earlier. Maybe this person might have been just trying to get to the island as a worker and to do
but you also have
job there.
There's not only just a captain on a boat, especially with 100 people. There are other people who work on the boat.
Yeah.
So I don't know who this woman was that she's talking about. But I don't know what they're talking about the chef, though. They said the chef and housekeeping. But I'm confused anyway.
Could have been the sandwich maker who she was asking.
Everyone who works in in a hotel, if you're a chef or in housekeeping, should know where the fire exit is.
That's true. That's true. Well, we'll see what happens, what comes out of this investigation. Thank you all. We're going to take a break and be back with more Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
When faced with an illness like cancer, we band together, and we at Cleveland Clinic in Florida have your back. From advanced cancer treatments to extra safety measures at all of our locations, we're with you on this journey for every infusion and follow-up, for every step of the way, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic in Florida. Get the care you need when and where you need it. To learn more or connect with a local representative, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
What would you do with extra cash? Plan a trip.
Overhaul my wardrobe.
With CIBC First Caribbean, you can get comfy with savings on your mortgage cost. Buy or build your home or switch your mortgage to us and get up to US $1,000 off the loan application fee. Up to US $2,000 off home insurance. With up to US $10,000 towards switching costs, your pockets will be comfy too. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/get comfy for more information. Conditions apply.
You've tried everything. ASUS with your mother's cousin's sister's auntie, and even hiding your money under your mattress. But is your money safe? Your Bahamian dollar deposit in a member bank or credit union is insured up to $50,000. If anything happens, your deposit up to the insured value will be returned to you thanks to Deposit Insurance. Visit Deposit Insurance Corporation at www.dic.bs.
Protection for your money guaranteed with DIC.
Join the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, SBDC Bahamas, and Alive Business on Saturday, November 4th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Crypto Isle on East Bay Street. See what's new, sample products, demo services, and shop from a variety of businesses throughout our local communities. We hope to see you at Trade Expo 2023 on November 4th. Admission is free and the event is family friendly. For more information, call the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce at 322-2145.
Flying into Grand Bahama and need a reliable rental vehicle? Whether it's an economy, mid-size, full-size, SUV, truck, or 7-passenger van. Call 351-5737 for KSR Rent-A-Car. KSR Rent-A-Car's friendly staff offers the best in customer service with well-maintained, reliable vehicles since 1994. Drive happy while you're in Grand Bahama in a KSR Rent-A-Car. Call 351-5737 for unlimited mileage, and all vehicles are air-conditioned and automatic with free pickup and drop-off. Restrictions apply. Be comfortable, safe, and reliable in a KSR Rent-A-Car.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Raga soca meets Chucano. Trinidad, Bahamas Carnival. Hey, hey. Bungie Garlin alongside Julian Believe. Worldwide. Girlside.
I wanna live and wine. Just start the party cause I'm feeling right. If everybody throw your hands up high. No need to worry, gonna lose your mind. Dance with somebody, just roll that bumper on me now. Jump start the party, make me proud. Shake it up and own it cause it's yours. When you learn to wind your waist, shapes are right, you make my day. Your sexiness deserves an applause. I know why you came to this place. You're freedom, so celebrate. You might as well demonstrate. If you're screaming no sac passe, hey, don't say my boule. Dance them cares away. I wanna live and wine. Jumpstart the party cause I'm feeling right. If everybody throw your hands up high. No need to worry, gonna lose your mind. Dance with somebody, just right. Ding, ding, go.
We are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong with you on this Wednesday morning. Okay, so Chester abandoned us. He apparently has work to do. Yeah. But our other wonderful co-host is here with us this morning, but she's a guest, so she's not quite the co-host today. Duquesa Dean, it's always a pleasure, though, to see you.
I'm happy to be here on a Wednesday.
And we did tell people that you might be
Yeah,
here.
my papa.
Right.
I might just fill in for the rest of the time for Chester for you too.
That'll be good. And you've brought some special guests. We've got Judy Lundy Miller with us.
Yes.
Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning. It's a wonderful pleasure to be here this morning.
It's great to have you. And we've got Simone Bowe, who's joining us via Zoom. Good morning, Simone. Are you there? Are you muted? You're muted. Unmute yourself. Yeah, okay, we're going to wait for Simone to connect with us. But you're here for a special reason. You're going to tell us about a big event that's coming up in a few days. Pink Pearls and Roses.
Yes.
All right, and we know that you're part of the GD Caring and Sharing organization. Remind folks what that's about, and then we'll get to what Pink Pearls and Roses is
Absolutely. So the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group is a support group for women with all forms of cancer. We provide a safe, supportive environment for women to heal. We have what we call healing circles, where we allow or engage in open conversations where women can express their feelings, their fears, their emotions, their good, bad days. Additionally, we provide ongoing support to women outside of group meetings. We have counselors that connect with newly diagnosed women to help guide them through the process, help them with the fears. We provide financial assistance as far as it's practical with our budget and with the sponsorship that we get. We are a growing group, but we have been able to support a few women this year, PET scans and other diagnostic testing as well. We do a lot of survivorship activities. The actual fact is that the real healing from cancer happens after treatment ends. Once your body has, healed sufficiently, then you go on to heal mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So we do a wide range of survivorship activities for women and caretakers who have battled a bit with cancer. So we do a lot, actually.
You're very busy.
We are busy.
Going on. A lot going on.
Yes, and we're a young group. The group was started in 2012 by my mom, the late Jenny Dean. She passed away in 2017. I was asked to fill in as president of the group because of my background with helping women. And hopefully within another year or two, we can have a successor for me to step in and take the group to another level as well.
Okay, wonderful stuff. All right, so let's talk about this event. Pink Pearls and Roses. What's the significance, and how is it going to help the group?
Thank you. So this is our third annual jazz event. Wow. The first one was held at the Antonius Roberts studio on Cumberland Street. The second one was at Crypto Isle. And this year we're at Margarita because it's growing year after year after year. And the capacity, it's just been overwhelming, the amount of support that we're getting for the jazz event. Simone is one of our featured artists. Part of the proceeds from this jazz event, you see I have here today some of the prosthesis breasts and the bras, and I'll pass them over so you can feel them. We believe that after a woman has healed a bit from cancer and she's ready from her mastectomy or her double mastectomy, and she's ready to re-enter the world, a part of her femininity is, of course, breast. And so we want to give someone the complete package, which is both the prosthesis and the breast for people who have recently had surgery and do not have access. So they may be unemployed, they may not, or they may be in a financial situation that won't allow them to purchase it. And so we're not just giving out breasts. We're not just giving out bras. Well, the bras need the prosthetic breast. So we're giving out a package with the breasts and the bras for women who are healing and want to have that full look again. Some women don't care. Some women are happy to rock that flat chest, but some women want to have that prosthesis. And so we brought today a number of samples because there are these silicone ones and there are the cloth ones, and then this, of course, is the bra. The others,
is this expensive?
it could be, depending on where you get it from.
Yeah.
And so we are averaging about $100 per package with the bra and the prosthetic breasts, right? And then another part of the proceeds from this funds, one of the things that we're gung-ho about starting is an initiative that will help women get access to screening earlier. We had a very informative session with Dr. Wesley Francis recently, and what we've learned is that a lot of women are being diagnosed at stage 3, where the fight is really harder. So what we want to do is give access and education to women so that they can get screening and we can get more pre-cancer or stage 1 diagnoses versus waiting until stage 3. For pre-cancer, it's basically little treatment. For stage 1, it's less aggressive. By the time you get to stage 3, you're entering a fight for your life. It is so much harder to win the battle. So part of these proceeds will go towards screening opportunities for women and men with the BRCA gene, because men also get breast cancer.
Right.
And so if you have the BRCA gene and you're unable to afford to get the mammogram, or any of the diagnostic exams, we want to assist with that as well. We believe that early detection saves lives, and there are many people who don't have access to those screening tools, and so we want to provide that.
What do you think the issue is? Money?
Yes. It's
fair,
money, it's
Judy?
fair.
Yeah.
So that's why the education is important. It's important for people to understand that when we bury our heads in the sand, it doesn't make the situation go away. The earlier we discover, the better the chance of survival. So know your family history. Sit down and talk with the elders and find out who had what. Like, you need to know what all runs in your family line. The reality also is, just by virtue of having breasts, it puts you at risk for breast cancer. So because you don't have a family history doesn't mean that you won't get breast cancer. The only way that you stay ahead of this is by getting your annual mammograms. On a call we had with Dr. Gertrude Holder, one of the recommendations that she made was that the screening recommendation is 40 for mammograms, that we need to now reduce that to an earlier age because of the amount of diagnoses we're getting here in the Bahamas, like the volume of people that are being diagnosed younger and younger. So we can't wait until 40 anymore.
People in their 20s, right?
Yeah,
Women
people in their
20s.
20s. We have about 4 group members that were diagnosed in their 40s. I mean, in their 20s.
Wow.
So it's important that we just not, those are old numbers. Like 40 was from I was a little girl. So now we need to update those numbers and have screening opportunities for people earlier, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah. Can you get it? I mean, can you just say, yeah, I'm only 25, 26, but I really don't want to
Absolutely.
screen? No one's going to turn you away, right?
No one's going to turn you away. And speak with your physician, and make sure that you have a physician that you can go to every year. It's important to have an annual exam. I know we're talking about breast cancer, but also cervical cancer is on the rise here in the Bahamas. Cervical cancer is caused by the HPV virus, and it is 95% sexually transmitted. So it says that there is a lot of fun without a lot of protection happening in our country. And so we're seeing a rise in cervical cancer diagnoses as well. You can also stay ahead of that through screening. So we've over the years had every January, we've had pap parties where we pay for women to have pap smears as well. So some of these funds, every screening opportunity, the pap smear and the mammogram, will go towards giving access to people who either are ineligible for NHI or who are unemployed and don't have access.
And it's really just terrible because there's a vaccine, right?
Yes,
the HPV
there is
vaccine,
the HPV
so there's
vaccination.
almost preventable.
Yeah, you can protect your child's future, like your daughter's future, your son's future, particularly daughters, because they get the cervical cancer. So if you have a daughter under 13 who is not sexually active, then this is the opportunity to give them the vaccination, and they will never get cervical cancer.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a big event, and all the proceeds are going to go to these wonderful things you're doing here.
Yes.
All right, so Simone, are you with us? Nope, still having an issue connecting with Simone. Okay, all right. So we'll.
She said the meeting ended. So.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we'll continue.
All right. So she's gonna be performing.
Yes, this is her third year too. She's been with us. Her and her band, they have been super supportive of this initiative. They've been with us for 3 consecutive years. And so we're looking forward to her performance. We have a new band joining us this year. It's called the Central Drive Collective. They're going to be performing as well as Stephen Godfrey, who is going to be on saxophone, and Julian Believe is also going to be doing a performance. For the 2nd consecutive year, Virgo Car Rental has come on as our platinum sponsor for this event. We're so very grateful. And at this event, you have survivors like Miss Judy. Miss Judy is a 16-year cancer survivor. And it's just a show of support for those who are in survivorship as well. So this year, we've grown year over year. Sometimes I sit down and I'm amazed at the absolute growth that the initiatives in the group have been experiencing. And so we first started out, we had about 60. Last year we had over 100. And so we're looking to have 200 to 300 on Sunday next week. It is at Margaritaville at 6 p.m. I know it's a Sunday. I know it's Thanksgiving Day, but it is the greatest opportunity to come out and celebrate in thankfulness along with us. We'll kick off the holidays. Simone will be doing a series of Christmas melodies and some sing-along. So we will also have that going on as well. Tickets are $100. They include 2 beverages, and we're going to be having hand-passed appetizers as well. We'll have an education center set up so that people can read and feel what lumps feel like in breasts and all. So we have an education center set up as well. So it's going to be a fabulous night, as it always is, right, Miss Judy?
All the time.
Tell people what else they can expect.
Well, Dwight, it's a pleasure to be here. And good morning, Bahamas. I always enjoy every encounter that I have with our group. All our events are always so positive. But what always makes me feel good is being in the room with other women who have gone through what I've gone through. They have experienced what I've experienced. So we celebrate a new normal, Dwight. We have to get used to living a different way. You know, when we go to have our annual checkups, the fear factor still goes through your head. It's only natural, but it doesn't last very long. But so this is a positive thing to be in a room with women who know what each of us have experienced. So every year when we have our events, it's like we channel the energy. We are so grateful to be alive. And so we celebrate every moment with each other as often as we can. But this is also an opportunity for other persons to join us and to see what our group is all about. Yeah. You know, being a part of a support group is so important for someone who's gone through cancer. My experience with the group is it gives you a safe zone where you can talk freely to other women who can identify, oh yeah, Judy, I know what that feels like. You sometimes, as I said, have that fear factor of, will it come back again? What do I do? But I am in a group with women who say, listen, we're going to, even if it does come back, Dwight, we're going to get through this together again. And our faith and our belief in God is so strong. When we come together as a force, we worship together, we dance together, we laugh together. So this is a group of women who know how to live and enjoy life, Dwight. And I feel so awed to be and privileged to be a part of such a group. So this event upcoming is going to be off the chain. We're going to also have a saxophonist. Donnie forgot to mention that. We're going to have the spoken word. And we're going to have dancing. And all the other good things that comes along with celebration, celebrating life, enjoying every moment, Dwight. That is so important because we don't know what's going to happen next year or next week or next year. We have to do it now. We have to live each day 100%, Dwight, every day, because we don't know. And so we celebrate. We celebrate at every opportunity, and we celebrate with each other. I love it.
I'm so glad she brought that up, because when the group first started, like, there were jails in the community that we were a social group, but it is in that social atmosphere that you build connection, that you build bonds. So we bind ourselves together every time we are together. And it's awkward in social environments after you have had your breast taken off. You wonder who's looking at you. You wonder to tell. Like, you don't know the thoughts that go through a survivor's mind. But when they're in a room with like-minded people, when they're out to dinner with a table full of other survivors, like, it's more of a worry-free environment. You don't really care because you know the next person is just like you.
Yeah.
So we built on social, and we expanded to education and advocacy. So we have a very strong foundation that was started by my mom when she passed away. And so our goal, Dwight, is to really to give these packages out. The prosthesis breast along with the mastectomy bra. You need them both after you've had your breast removed. And so we know that there are women who may not be able to get them or afford to get them. So we want to be a vehicle by which they can still feel feminine and beautiful and like a woman, you know. Like I say, some women don't care. They'll throw a sock in and they'll go. But other women want to look a little bit more polished.
All right, so I want you to recap all the details about the tickets and where and when in a bit. But I want, before we do that, to somebody who maybe this week found out, got the diagnosis, and just not sure what to do next. Speak to them. Speak to that woman or that man.
Absolutely.
What do you say to them, both of you in here?
Well, the first thing that I would like to share is that we have evidence that cancer is not a death sentence. And that's why support groups are important. You get to see people who are 53, 30, 26. You see different years of survivorship, which is evidence that cancer does not have to be a death sentence. Immediately we believe, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. But I'm here today to tell you that you don't have to die. You have to fight, but you can fight with support. And when you have people that understand what you've gone through, they can help you through with that. So my advice would be not to isolate, to get around people that have been where you've been, that can support you by joining a support group, by making sure that you listen to your doctor's advice. You can ask questions, research, get as much information as you want, but don't take forever doing that, because the cancer grows very fast, so you want to take immediate action. You're going to fight to heal your body physically. You're also going to fight to heal emotional and spiritual aspects of you as well. But after that fight, there's so much happiness on the other side of that. As a survivor, you're going to feel like you've the greatest accomplishment of your life. You've come through something. You have something, a huge testimony. Life is going to mean so much more to you. There's so much to live for. You can actually thrive after a cancer treatment and diagnosis.
Wow. Judy?
And so for me, Dwight, I always say to women, it's so important to know your body. You know, we have the fun part, like Donnie says, but our belief is that if we can get this screening done earlier, you know, so I say to women, if you see something, say something, and then do something. Call a friend, someone that you're comfortable with, who you can trust, and let them know how you feel, even if it means going along with you to the doctor. You know, you have to say something if you want. You have to choose life. That's how I say it, Dwight. You have to choose life. And that's what I did. I decided that I was not going to be another number for cancer. I made a decision early that I am going to fight with everything that I had. All my guns were loaded. And I was prepared to do that. So anyone out there who's afraid, and I know that fear factor, false evidence appearing real, you got to reach out to somebody and say, listen, man, talk to me. Tell me what I need to do. Encourage me. And so this is what I do a lot, Dwight. I try to talk to women one-on-one. I talk to them and I encourage them. And some women don't even like other people to know that they are cancer patient or they have cancer. They feel ashamed.
Still whispering.
Yes, whispering. You know, and it's not nothing to be ashamed of. I always say, Dwight, God chooses his warriors very carefully who can represent him in the earth. So I considered it a no. And I said, why not me? People say, why me? I say, why not me? You know, because I made a decision that I was going to kick cancer, give him the fight of its life. And so as a woman, you know, if you have a diagnosis of cancer, listen, man, I am a testament, 16 years, that there is so much life after cancer. Yes, you're going to have rough moments. Yes, chemotherapy is the worst thing in the world, right? But I got through it. And so as a woman, you have to say, listen, whatever steps I have to go through, I know that I can reach out to someone who's going to walk with me up that mountain. And guess what? on the other side of that mountain, Dwight, they're going to be there to take you down and to celebrate with you.
Absolutely.
You know, so early screening, Dwight, is so, so crucial. Like Donnie said, Dr. Francis said, you know, if it's contained in the breast, that's usually stage 1. But his analogy blew my mind. He said, when it goes into the highways and the byways, it spreads. That's when you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So it's easier to get it if it's contained in the breast. Do your treatment and then you get on with your life. The longer you wait, it's more torture and pain for you.
Yes.
So early detection, Dwight, is definitely, early screening is crucial.
And I want to say, Dwight, that we had 3 new members this year who were having chemotherapy. And the first chemo will trick you. You're going to be okay. It's going to be like, oh, this isn't bad. But when you get that second one, that's the one that's going to knock you down. And all 3 of them wanted to give up after the second chemo treatment. And if you listen to their testimonies, they will tell you that it was because of the support system in the group that they were able to anchor and continue their treatment because they literally wanted to give up. 2 of them said, I'm not going back.
That's right.
But with the counseling and the talking and company and, you know, everybody giving that encouragement, they went back and they were able to go through. We had someone just finish 33 rounds of radiation and she wanted to give up. She wanted to give up on the radiation. So I'm saying that to say if you are newly diagnosed, get in a support group.
Yes.
We invite you to join ours. We are the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group. We welcome you into our family.
All right. You got 30 seconds.
All right.
Let people know about November 26th.
Sunday, November 26th, Pink Pearls and Roses. Performances by Simone Elbow, the Central Drive Collective, Stephen Godfrey on sax, and Julian Believe. We start at 6 p.m. Tickets are $100. It includes 2 beverages and appetizers as well. Lots of entertainment, spoken word. It's going to be a fabulous night, and we're going to kick the holiday season off.
How do you get tickets?
You can WhatsApp 424-6012.
424-6012. Okay. All right.
See you there.
Excellent stuff. Requested
Thank you
Dean,
so much.
Judy Lundy Miller.
Yes,
Thank you so
yes,
much. I know Simone's going to be great. Everyone's going to be great.
Yes, everyone's going to
It's
be
gonna be a
great.
wonderful time.
I hope
All right.
you're going to be there, Dwight.
I hope so too.
There you go.
So you all going to stick around for
Yes,
this time?
we'll stick around,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Since Chester abandoned us, we'll be back after the news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Soca meets Strachan, Trinidad, Bahamas Carnival. Hey, hey, Bungie Garlin alongside Julian Believe. Worldwide, girls side.
I wanna live and wine. Just at the party cause I'm feeling right. If everybody throw your hands up high. No need to worry, gonna lose your mind. Dance with somebody, just rock that bumper on me now. Jump stop the party, make me proud. Shake it up and own it cause it's yours. When you learn to wine, your chicks are right, you make my day. Your sexiness deserves an applause. I know why you came to this place. You're free to.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan, and it's one of those Wednesdays, our favorite Wednesday, maybe even favorite day. Of each month when we have Bristol Wines and Spirits with us. And of course, we've got Kyle Stubbs and Touré Saunders with us again. Always a pleasure to see you all. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Always a pleasure. Indeed, it is that time of the month.
Hey, yeah. So Chester had to leave. He had to go to work.
Rather unfortunate.
So Duquesa is still with us, but Duquesa's not going to do. But Judy Lundy Miller, who was with us in the previous segment, she's going to have a sip or two.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So the good thing about this is we've brought a different palette to the table. It's usually just us gentlemen. But we could use 3 other senses that the Quessa have to help us out as well. She could smell and look at some things, and so she can help us out.
Okay.
But it's just unfortunate that she can't taste and Chester isn't there, but we'll make up for that.
Right. That's fine. That's fine, because we got a lot to sample this morning and a lot to talk about. You told us about this last month, and it's ongoing now, the warehouse sale.
Yeah, and so we have Zena in with us. So whatever I miss, I'm sure Zena will slide in and cover it all. But we have extended our warehouse sale. This is that fun time of the year where we literally go through the warehouse. Our vice president of sales and marketing and our purchasing coordinator walk through the warehouse and they look at old vintages, extra stock. You know, we did some heavy stocking up during the pandemic, and some of those wines are only meant to be on the shelf for 3 to 5 years, so it's time to get them off of the shelf. So usually our discounts run from 10 to 15 to 25%, but you could find some nice 35, 40% discount deals. And so Touré did an awesome job yesterday and looked at the list and picked up 2 nice bottles that are usually heavily priced to get you some good value. This is that time to shop for Thanksgiving, the holiday season, New Year's Eve. December rolls back around and we put the prices back at normal price because we know you have to buy in December.
Oh, see.
You don't have to buy in November.
You're being very honest. We appreciate that.
It is.
Yeah.
But catch the discounts. 45%, you can only catch it once a year kind of thing. Yeah. So,
I saw the list.
Things,
it's really impressive. And it's not, I mean, we talk about wine a lot, but it's not just wine.
Spirits non-alcoholic. It's everything you need for the holiday season at very, very, very good prices. So you can jump online at our website, bristol.bs. Look at the list, plug in your order, and pick it up in 24 hours at our Gladstone Road location.
Okay, all right. And again, how much longer is the sale going to go on for?
We're going until Friday. This week, Friday. We extended for 1 week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, last Friday was supposed to be an event, but we extended it for a week.
Anything sold out or how?
No, we still have items. We might be in limited numbers, but as soon as you place the order, customer service will respond to you if any of your items are out of stock.
Okay, so let's go through that one more time. How that works? Because it's not just, you don't walk in the store.
No, everything is on it. You walk in to collect your order. That's it. All right, so you go on the website at www.bristol.bs. You look for the warehouse sale, you check the items, you place your order, customer service sends you a payment link. 24 hours, you come and stop and see us in Gladstone Road and pick up your order.
Everything's done on the website.
Everything is done
on
the
send
website.
An email or anything.
No email, no telephone call. Everything will be confirmed via email.
Bristol.bs. Okay, all right. Excellent stuff.
That's everything. Spirits, everything. Yeah. Everything you need for the holiday season is on that list.
And the prices will make you smile.
Indeed. I mean, these 2 wines that we bought today, this is the only time we'll bring them out.
Wow. Okay.
42% discount.
42? Okay, so let's talk about them. What do we have, and what are they normally priced at, and what are they priced at now?
So, I'm a big French person ever since my Louis Latour trip. So Louis Latour shows up at Puy Foussé, and this is just the classic style interpretation of a French Chardonnay. All right, a little bit of malolactic fermentation, so the buttery, yogurty kind of sensations. The classic Chardonnay fruit characters, so the green apple. There's a nice balance in terms of oak interaction. Chardonnay is that 1 or 2 white wines where you put some oak with it and it has enough backbone to stand to it. But I just like Puy Foussé because it's an introduction to a balanced, well-crafted French Chardonnay. Puy Foussé is a region within Burgundy, and this is what they're producing Chardonnays of this style.
I think you like saying the name. That might be why you like it so much. That's
Yeah, but but Pui Fuse isn't even one of those really good sounding. It's not like a shutting off the pop or anything like
listen
that.
to you. Listen to you.
But let's jump into this.
Okay.
So Chardonnay for us is the the very versatile white grape variety. It is Burgundy, so it's a little bit more cooler climate. The Chardonnays that we drink a lot of are California, so it's warm climate. So it's the fruit is very pronounced. This is a little bit more integrated.
Not as golden as some other Chardonnays I've seen.
Again, that's cool climate. It'll just be like, our golden color pineapple from Great Britain and Luther. And we carry that same stock to Toronto, Canada. It becomes a lot more paler in color. Wow. And it's just all of those phenolic ripeness happens based on the warmth contribution to the growing.
Wow. All right. So we're going to go.
Yeah, then.
Yeah, Judy, don't be afraid.
I won't be.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's soft and it's elegant. You can taste this fruit character. You can taste this acid in the back.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a wood something going on, but nothing is dominating each other.
Yeah, much softer than some other, as you say, all the alarms going on. Much softer than some of the other Chardonnays, like you say, from the warmer climates.
Right, and then, but with this, where you could taste all of these different components, this is when we describe a fun food wine, right? You want the acid to cut through texture or to remove acid in the dish, so all of the other flavors kind of show up.
Yeah.
But nothing really overpowers, and this is very elegant Chardonnay.
Yeah. Yeah, what would this be good with?
This would be, if I was to do fish, salmon and grouper. If I was to do pastas, very nicely done fettuccine with some shrimp or some lobster. It has enough meat, we bake on pork chop. It can hang on the side of pork chop or a roasted chicken or cornichon coming out of the oven. But that's why I personally like Chardonnay. It's very versatile.
So this could work with Thanksgiving dinner?
Most definitely. Most definitely this can. The ham might cause a little bit of offense to it just because it's such a salty piece of meat. You want something with a little bit more sweetness to coat that palate. But in terms of a flexible wine that could go with everything that shows up at the Thanksgiving table, this is spot on.
All right, so can you say what it normally retails for and what the sale has brought it down to? Zena, you want to get in on that?
This bottle usually retails for $70, but the sale has brought it down to $49.
Okay, all right, that's pretty decent.
$21 save.
Yeah, that's excellent. All right.
I have a question. Would you recommend red or white with certain meals? Because I have a preference for red wine, so I just want to know what tastes better with what.
All right, so it's a couple of things. It's personal preference is number one, right? And so if you don't drink white wine and that's going to throw off your dining experience because you don't personally like white wine, then we just find that red wine that fits you and that dish. But we have white wines that don't discriminate. They'll sit on the side like the Chardonnay. On the side is some meat, on the side is some seafood. And then we have some red wines like Pinot Noirs and one or two other lighter ones to do the same thing. You could put them on the side of a salmon and the group, and it's just as good as putting it on the side of a duck breast or something like that.
Okay.
So it's, but personal preference. We want you to enjoy the experience whenever you put wine to your mouth. So if you're a stickler for red wine, then please have your red wine with your conch salad. Just know that we didn't suggest it.
So those rules are out of the window. No more. You don't have to have white with fish and all that stuff.
No, you don't have to. But those rules guarantee us enjoyable experiences, right? And so when we go against those rules, then we open up a whole different can.
Right.
And whether it's enjoyable or not, then it's based on that experience at that time.
Okay. All right. So you can only experience this wonderful price through Friday.
Jump online. Hit Louis Latour, Puy Fusé. $49, because Saturday it'll be $70.
Yeah. Wow.
It's unlimited, so it's it'll be while supplies last. And again, so if it's out of stock, then customer service will respond and communicate that to you. Or if you put in for 3 cases and we only have 2 cases, they'll also communicate that to you.
Okay. Right. So further to my question is, is there a limit on how much a customer can buy? You know, sometimes only 2 or only 3 applies to this, like, or is it just open, whatever you have available? If one person buy all, they can have all.
It's you answered it. If you find a customer who won't buy the whole warehouse sale,
what?
Me, you, and everybody in here will have a very good Christmas. No, there's no limit. No, we just advise and encourage people to consume responsibly when you open these bottles. But we ain't gonna stop you from doing nothing. Come bring your money to Bristol.
That's very un-Christmas-like to go buy all the people's stuff. No, you gotta leave something for somebody, right?
No, we don't. Between Black Friday and Christmas, clean up the shops.
Yeah,
including Bristol. Clean them out. Clean them out.
Okay, all right. You're gonna have more. I mean, can you talk about it? You're gonna have more specials.
Yeah. Of course, we have our Christmas sale. That's more retail driven.
Okay.
And then, of course, everybody needs champagne for New Year's, and so we usually do a nice champagne and sparkling wine sale the week between Christmas and New Year. So we still have some fun coming in December.
Excellent.
But these big 35-40% discount on a large amount of items, we got 2 more days.
Wow. Okay. All right, folks. Again, bristol.bs.
Indeed.
And click on warehouse.
You look at the entire list, select, send, pay, collect.
Wow. Okay. All right. And you have to do it the next day, right? Or
I mean, you could put it in today and come and pick it up on Friday. That's no problem.
Okay. All right. Excellent. All right. So what else do we have this morning?
So we have a Rima Farina Amarone 2019. This is an interesting one, just based on price points, but the style and what they do to create this wine. Again, usually heavily priced, and I think we were able to shave a few bucks off of this to make it attractive.
Where's this one from?
This is Italy.
Okay.
And what they do with this wine is they take the grapes after they harvest them, and they put them in wooden racks outside in the winery to allow the grapes to dry like raisins and prunes.
Oh wow!
So we remove the water. You know, last year when we first started our journey, Dwight, we spoke about 80 to 90% of every bottle of wine being water coming from the fruit. So if we start off by removing some of that liquid, some of that water, then we're talking about a concentration of all of the other chemicals and compounds. That's what show up in this wine. Nothing added. We just remove some water, so some other things. So this is going to be a concentrated wine. We should be able to identify fruit flavor. It should, excite the palate. But the winemakers in this particular region of Italy intentionally do this. Remove some of that water.
Does it really get all the way down to a raisin or close?
It's close. You look at the grapes; it looks like raisins, but there's still liquid in it.
Okay.
But you've removed the water, so that liquid is a lot more flavorful.
So what type of grape and what type of wine is it?
Yeah, Italian grapes they usually use in Amarone. It'll be native grapes, but it's just that treatment. It's just that treatment of the grape to get up that particular style.
And how common is that? I mean, is that
this
widespread?
is big? Yeah. Amarone is a big region. It's a big style of wine. It's one of the noted noble classic Italian styles, right? So we talk about the Chiantis, we talk about the Brunellos, we talk about the Amarones, and then we talk about the Super Tuscan. So this is a big boy.
The names don't sound as sexy.
What? you like the French better than the Italian?
It's like.
I don't want to get in that conversation because the French say they do it right and the Italians say they do it better. And one said they're the love language and the other said they're the language of love.
Smells like perfume.
High in alcohol.
I love
15%.
That's very nice.
Right. So like I say, everything. Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Everything is concentrated, so the alcohol appears a little bit more. The fruit that you could pick up, or the aroma, where you say it smells like perfume, is a lot more distinctive. You can get it right. You don't have to disturb the glass or anything, and it's going to be the same experience when you put it on the palate. It's going to be complex, but it's going to be concentrated in flavor.
Okay, here we go. Everybody else tried it already?
What's the price of that bottle, Dwight? The red.
Kyle, Gina, you want to tell us what it normally retails for and what the sale price is?
So it normally retails for about $69, but during the sale, it is for $55.
Okay.
That is very nice.
Very nice.
No, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. This might not be that Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner wine.
It feels more special than that.
Yeah, this might be
occasion.
My cousin is coming out from New York for 2 days for the holiday season. I haven't seen him in 3 years. We can sit down and have a nice conversation with this bottle of wine kind of thing.
Right, you don't really need food. Yeah.
This is that one good holiday conversation wine.
No, this is excellent.
Boy, this is a special day to treat Judy.
It's all for you, Judy.
Yes.
It's all for you. There you
Very
go.
special, so I will do that.
There you go.
All right,
there you go. So those were Tory two. I think they were two awesome finds on our.
Oh, Tori,
on
you
our
picked these two
website.
out?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. This is very good. Let me get a picture of that one there again. And yeah, that's a good wine there. Oh, man.
It's very
okay. And you have others from this.
So we have another Amarone Cesare, and then we have something from the same label called a Rapasso, right? And so a Rapasso is literally just squeezing the grape juice and running them over the grapes that have been pressed and dried out.
Okay.
So it's almost like a cheat to the Amarone. It isn't using the dried out grapes, but it's running your liquid over those dried out grapes.
So that would be less expensive?
Yes, very much so.
Wow. Okay. These are very, very interesting. All right. So what else is new in the cellar? What else are we excited about?
We're excited. Zena just kind of held my hand yesterday and said, Kyle, the people are asking about what's new in the cellar. I need a date. So I think we settled on Thursday the 30th, the last day of this month. We're going to do a what's new in the cellar. We have 3 new Spanish wines. Oh, wow. We've been begging to bring in some Riojas and others. So we're going to open 3 exciting Spanish wines. We have a very new, exciting 2014 vintage champagne from Billicard Salmon. So we're going to pull that out. And then Tori had a nice secret. I think we mentioned it the last time we were here. And we're going to have some return guests at our What's New in the Cellar tasting. So we're going to pull out 2 other wines that we've tasted earlier this season in the What's New series, and just blind taste some of our guests who've been coming along with us this entire year for the What's New tasting. So it'll be nice, interesting. It'll be the last one of the year. We kind of checked the calendar as well and realized December 2nd, it's like a madhouse until January 2nd.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So we want to make sure we take good care of our private customers who have been coming to our tastings all year, and we're going to pull out some nice wines on the 30th of this month.
Okay. You said something, you mentioned the champagne in the year. Is there years in champagne something you need to think about, older, newer? What do you look for? What should you avoid? What do you need to keep in mind?
So champagne is a very interesting and complex subject matter. But when we see a vintage on it, the winemaker usually only puts a vintage on a champagne when the year is exceptionally well. Right, it's an exceptionally good year in terms of the growing season. It wasn't too much water, it wasn't too much heat, it wasn't too much frostbite, and they want to say, this is the best example of this style of wine for the next however long, until we have a very next good exceptional year, right? So we have a 14, and I think Billicard Salmon also has a 16. So between 14 and 23, those are the only 2 years that they've put dates on. So those are the only 2 years that met their standards in terms of these exceptionally well years. This is going to give us a true expression of what we want inside this bottle.
Do you remember what was so special about 2014?
I can't tell you the truth. I can't remember what was so special in 2016. 2014, I was just 2 years into the wine, so I wasn't too serious about vintage. 16, I don't remember. But I can tell you between 18 and 21, it's been some serious frost. And so the quality of champagne and the quantity of champagne has been fluctuating. They've been putting fires inside the vineyards to keep grapes from freezing and all that kind of good stuff. So we've been having more vintages of concern as opposed to exceptional vintages. Yeah.
Oh, boy. So this is industry-wide would be 14, 16, or is it just for that?
It's just for that region.
Okay.
So Champagne and its region will identify exceptional years. Right? But winemakers, right? Because we're talking a nice piece of land, right? Toré's piece in Carmichael might have ideal growing season in 2023, where mines in Fox Hill didn't. So although we as a region has identified 23 as a good year, my crop in Fox Hill didn't do what I wanted to do. So it isn't a prime example of me. So I won't put my vintage on 23, but he did extremely well in Carmichael, so he puts his vintage on 2023. So even though we're in the same region, our standards still differ a little bit, and I want the best representation for me. So I would still evaluate what is an exceptional year for me to put a vintage on it, kind of thing.
Right. So that's only champagne?
That's only champagne. So other people still go with vintages like Burgundy is still serious when it comes to vintages because it's so much swings, right? It could be extremely hot this year and the fruit is ripe. The first comment you made is this not as golden in color.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
We could still have the same Pouilly Foussé next year, right? But it was a much hotter year this year. And so the color changes.
Oh, boy.
I had a restaurant just reached out 2 weeks ago about a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, and it was about the color. And my first question was, were you tasting two different vintages?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I was concerned until she said yes. Good. Because no vintage is the same. Number one. Number two is, now let's go and evaluate, and we could always find technical information and say, you know what? Last year was, on average, 4 degrees hotter than the previous year. And that literally could be the contributing factor to the difference between a clean, gray, green, like Sauvignon Blanc or a green Sauvignon Blanc with a golden hue. Just the difference in that temperature and growing season. But Burgundy and Champagne are those who are sticklers about which years are extremely good years, identifying it. So right now, nobody can buy 2019 Burgundy Reds because everybody wants it.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So with the color variation, is it going to taste the same though? Is it, or will there be differences?
It'll be different. It'll be slightly different profile. So one thing we want to appreciate is that the winemakers' impact in the winemaking is to keep a style. Vintage over vintage, he can't control that. But the style is what he wants to control. So yeah, the color is going to be different, but he still wants a good acid bite. He still wants, a good tropical fruit contribution. Stylistically, he wants that. Outside of it, vintage over vintage, you can't. It's the same thing. Like this year, I haven't had a bad avocado pear. Last year, all my avocado pears were waterlogged.
Right.
I'm telling you.
No, you're right. Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. So is it magic or science, or is it
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
90% of it is science.
Wow.
The rest of it is magic and the winemaker knowing and being very in tune with what it is that's happening.
That's amazing. That's pretty cool.
That's why when we say $60, it's a lot in the 60 besides the water and the alcohol and the tannin. There's a story, there's a belief, there's a thought process and a science.
A lot of work went into it.
Yeah.
So can you assume that the more expensive a wine, the better the quality or the taste?
That's a loaded question.
Somebody's asking the same question.
Right?
The same question.
Yeah.
They actually think the more expensive ones don't taste as good.
So as a combination of things, of course, business comes into play, right? Supply and demand and marketing. So we have a lot of high-priced wines that are very well marketed, but don't really deliver in the quality of the product.
Okay.
Right? So we want to appreciate business and marketing comes into play. But those who aren't playing the marketing game, right? Brands that you can't see here, there, and everywhere, but they're still high-priced, there's a lot of contributing factors in that. Quality is a part of it, right? We could move from he's wearing a Josh right now, a Josh from California, right? It's going to be $15. Then you get a Josh North Coast Reserve. So we're saying in California, we're going to the North Coast specifically, and that's where we're going to get our grapes from. So we want to speak. Two things is we're a little bit more specific, and chances are the quality of the fruit is going to improve. So that's going to be a little bit more higher price because we're still in California, but there's a lot of other contributing factors to the quality of the fruit, right? How we're growing it, when we're trimming, how we're pruning, and all of that kind of good stuff. And so we move into, a lot of it starts off with, does Touré mechanically harvest his grapes? He could sit in the machine, it takes him 2 hours, and he could take care of 25, acres.
Right.
But I want the best of the best. And I'm going to go, and it's going to take me, there you go. It's going to take me 2 weeks.
Right.
Because I'm going to hand pick.
Right.
But I'm going to carry on like sea grapes. I'm only picking the right berries.
Wow.
The best of the best. You got to pay me for that.
Right.
And 2 hours of Touré on the job, it's still plenty of money, but it's only 2 hours.
Right.
2 weeks of me on the job, hand picking, very specified. It's a serious. So now we're already contributing to the price, right? We talk about aging wines. How we build these prices, right? I could do a wine in stainless steel. It really doesn't contribute anything to it. I make it today. I put it in a bottle. I sell it tomorrow. Then Touré says, you know what? No, we need a little bit more complexity, boss. We need a little more. So he said, no, we will bring out some oak barrels. We're like, gotta go spend $1,500 on one oak barrel.
Wow.
Don't let it be a big operation like Josh, right? And you're talking about 20,000 barrels. Right? So now we're adding some more price into that. Then Touré says, well, we can sit on this wine for 2 years. I'm making no money for no. So I gotta include that into my cost because I sitting on this for 2 years without. And then when the 2 years come and I flood the gate, you realize my price is $95, but everything is covered. Right? We've done the leg work. The wine is matured. We have a product that we want. Now it's just time to do the marketing, sell it, liquid to lips, and let the money come back in, kind of thing. Wow. So more times than not, the higher price, there's a lot more that's going into it. It may not be better based on our taste profile, but we appreciate that there's a lot more complexity and work that goes into those higher price wines.
Wow. Got a call here. Let's take this call. Caller, your morning blend business with Bristol Wines and Spirits. We've got Kyle, Touré, and Zena with us. Good morning.
I'm very good morning, Dwight and you guys.
Hi.
Morning. I always wanted to ask this question to wine people. I've seen black grapes and blue grapes, and I've seen green grapes. But I've never seen white grapes, and I always hear them saying white grape. But I never see a white grape yet. I see a green grape. But they call it white grape. But why do they call it white? I see black and blue, but I never seen a white grape. Have a good day.
Okay. All right, thank you very much, Sparky. Kyle,
Love
that's
that.
all you.
Okay, so I don't want Sparky to get hung up on white or green, right? But I want him to understand blue, black, white, green grapes all have the same color juice underneath it. So when it comes to white wine or green wine or orange wine,
You talking about people or grapes?
Grapes, wine, right?
That's interesting.
We're just concentrating on the juice. When we get the red wine and rosé wine and ports and that kind of stuff, we're allowing the juice to interact with the skin contact. So blue, black, and purple wines is where we get the color from the skin. But when we make the white wine, we're not allowing any skin contact. So we can't even pick up the green that might be in the green grapes that Sparky speak of. It's just the juice that we're bothering with inside the grapes. So very good question.
Okay. Well, look at that. All right, excellent stuff. All right, so if you are planning a big Thanksgiving dinner and you've got parties straight through to Christmas and New Year's, what do you need to keep in mind? What advice would you give to folks who are like, I want to make sure my food is paired perfectly with what I'm serving?
2 things. I'm putting Touré on the spot this holiday season. So you can send Touré an email at Saunders at bristol.bs.
Send an email? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? You just earlier this week, you were just having a conversation. Somebody messaged him about some roast beef and something for a Thanksgiving dinner coming up. But what you want to do is you want to make certain that you have a wine or wines or your beverage selection speaks to a multitude of palates, right? Okay. Do not just bring, like we drink Bombay gin. Don't just bring Bombay to the table, right? Understand that Dwight's going to show up and he likes a good red wine, right? Zena's going to show up and Gina's an Aperol Spritz kind of person, right? So, not to say have a full standard bar, but a little of this, a little bit of that, right? Wines that fit palates of red blends is still the big thing, right? It seems to be a little bit more fruit forward and rounder and enjoyable on the palate. Submission, if I got to call a name, Josh has a nice red blend. And Sauvignon Blancs are usually our go-to for white wines. Seafood, no matter what it is. The U.S. talks about ham and turkey for Thanksgiving. We do ham, turkey, fish, ribs, chicken, pork chop, every single week, and then it arrives right into the holiday season, right? So you want white wines that can hang out. So a nice French Chardonnay, a nice California Chardonnay, or a nice New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. Those white wines will always good. Now, if you're going to a party situation, the first wine we spoke about, you need to have your fusion when you show up, your fusion, right? Sweet red, sweet white. That's just sipping, good conversation. The music turns up, shake a leg, kind of. Yeah.
What would your recommendation be for the storage of your wine? You just bought your stock of wine.
That's a good question. So, boy, people have to start paying me. Some people in the plaza on Jamaica will get them a little small wine fridge for $160. Number one. Number two, we talk about cool, dark places, right? And I say cool, dark places because I get away from the room temperature conversation. I was in France 3 months ago, and they were talking about room temperature, and their room temperature was 62 degrees. We can never ever talk about that as our room temperature. 90, so keeping your wine on the counter is a no-no unless it's December and January.
Okay.
And even then,
right? Yeah, you still end up with 3 or 4 really hot days in December, like what is happening. But outside of that, you don't want it in an extremely hot place. And for red wines, no matter how big or small, it's always okay just to put it in the fridge for 5 minutes before you enjoy and bring it out, especially if you're consuming in a home environment. Bringing the temperature down kind of controls the molecules in the wine, so they aren't super expressive if it's an aggressive wine kind of thing. But I don't want people to get too hung up on that, but just not keeping it hot, not leaving it in your car, right? You see the cork protruding through the top of the foil of your bottle of wine. That's heat damage, right?
Wow.
It's forcing the molecules to create pressure that's pushing the cork through that. So you just imagine how difficult it is to remove the cork on its own.
Right.
That it's being pushed up on its own. So that something really funky is going on there. Right? So it's just a matter of staying away from extreme heat.
And you don't want to keep it in the fridge either, right?
No, you don't want. Red wines you don't want to keep in the fridge. White wines you can, but when we say keep it in the fridge, you still want to be drinking it relatively soon.
Yeah, and we talked about this before, but some of the smaller bars and restaurants here that are keeping the wine on the shelf.
Yeah.
Every day.
So we want to kind of get them to the point where they're selling so much wine that the wine that we see on the shelf is just display bottles. But, sunlight, direct exposure, light exposure, heat, all of these kind of contribute to these molecules in these bottles misbehaving. And for us, we always try to present a wine or consume a wine in its best available form. So keeping away from light, keeping it away from heat allows it to behave better.
Is ice ever acceptable?
Ice?
Man, did you see his face? Like he was so confused.
No, I was just trying. That was the complete question?
ice.
Yeah. Can you put
Ice?
No, you can put that bottle in the fridge for
Don't
5
put
minutes.
ice
Put
in
cranberry juice with your red.
Oh Lord, you can cause
That used to be. What I want to let the question know is we've been spending 5 years developing a serious wine army in and outside of the restaurants. So that same look you got just now, you go in a certain restaurant, the bartender and give you the look too. But they also have the basics of customer service. So they will still give you a cranberry and wine and slide on the side and nobody knows. But they can give you a look like, not this
what you doing
restaurant.
this?
Don't do that here.
But I could still need you to buy this $15 cup. So how much cranberry juice?
All right, we got these calls coming in. But give us, Touré, give us your email address again if people really do want to get some expert advice.
Saunders at bristol.bs.
Okay, all right, great. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. How you doing, man?
Doing well.
Good morning to your guest in studio, Bristol Wines, eh?
Good morning, indeed.
Okay, I got a very interesting question here. I don't know whether it was addressed before. I'm also a wine connoisseur. I love great wines, so I'm interested. Most persons today seem to now be adding wines to a lot of their menus. I mean, actually putting the wine inside the food. Is there a particular book or a publication that perhaps Bristol may have? And I'm just saying it. I know it may not have happened, but I'm just saying because you guys are the wine experts. Has anyone from Bristol ever considered pairing wines, adding wines in the food, and coming up with a brochure, and then perhaps crossing certain foods or meat? With probably another wine that would accentuate the taste in the food or anything like that? Do you know if anything like that has been produced?
Not officially.
Thanks a lot, caller.
Thank you. Not officially publicized, but you're onto a couple of things there. I know my predecessor, Rusty Skates, has done a lot on Bahamian food and wine pairing, and I'm trying to continue and pick up the mantle. So putting that in publication is a serious, is for sure on the mind. And needed, right? Because we are on the cusp right now of pushing through. The beverage industry is catching up to the culinary industry really fast.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Anybody who went to Paradise Plates, you realize pound for pound it was food and beverage. It wasn't just the culinary experts, but it was the mixologists who showed up. It was the carefully selected wines based on the customer base that was going to come in, that kind of thing. But food and wine pairing is serious, and cooking with food is a serious thing, right? We got a couple of chefs, they always say, just give me the bad wine from the bar, or give me the cheap wine, right? And then I like to remind him, culinary was my first baby. Wine is my second baby, right? If you can't consume it, what you gonna cook with it for?
Okay, so that brings me to this question. You can find cooking wine in supermarkets all the time. Should you touch that? Should you put that in your food? Is that acceptable?
There's no such thing as cooking wine. It's wine. So if personally it's bad for consumption, what makes it better to go in your food?
Wow.
Now I'm not saying a $70 bottle of Amaroon is what you're going to put into your sauce for your stew beef. But I always stew my herbs down with a nice, Josh. So Josh is in the glass.
Wow.
Josh is in the pot.
Okay.
Right? Again, we're talking about the same flavors and transferring over those flavors. Right? And again, depending on the meat that I'm cooking, it's the same thing with the body of wine. So I'm not this red wine is for cooking. If I'm doing a demi for my steak, it's going to be with a big bold Cab or Shiraz that I'm going to enjoy. It's not going to be a Pinot Noir demi glaze.
Yeah.
Right? That's just a lot soft. So it's pound for pound the wine that I'm consuming, introducing it into the dish kind of thing. Beyond that, I think we have this taboo that Bahamian food don't go with wine or just go with certain things. Like, we always have that conch salad and bear conversation. But when we look at the consistency of conch salad and what's inside a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, just on paper you'd say, well, that doesn't make sense. This makes sense. And then experience-wise, like, well, why have I been doing that my entire life? And then you realize there's a place and a time for the bear and the conch salad, but it's not the dining experience. It's the beach, 95 degrees, feet in the sun, jet skis riding past.
Yeah. Wow. All right, so folks, if you're thinking about picking up that thing off the shelf for Thanksgiving, put it back and head to Bristol. All right, let's take the call really quickly. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hello?
You're on the air.
Am I talking to the people on the radio, man?
You're on the air, yes.
Oh, hello there.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah.
This phone ring
What is
here?
the name of the what is the name of the gentleman who's doing the show?
We've got Kyle Stubbs and Touré Saunders with us this morning.
Oh, somebody pick up my phone.
Okay.
Listen, I want him to know that he's doing an excellent job. All wine connoisseurs from Inago to Grand Bahama, a lot of fellas still listening to this show.
Wow.
The young man is doing an educational show. Somebody called in the show and asked about red grape, purple, and white grape.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, yeah, we're listening to you.
Yeah. That fella got to be a comedian. The answer to that is all grape got the white juice inside.
Amen.
Bahamians need to learn what to eat or drink when they're having their meals. You got wine from all over Europe. Every country in Europe, they give you a glass of wine free instead of water. You got to buy water. Everybody got a glass of wine free. Now, the young man is doing an excellent job, and he was educating you about the cost. It takes 2 years for him to make his money back, but if he was selling Chateau Margaux, Chateau Latour, Chateau Lafitte, or Chateau Latour Rothschild,
Big wine.
you know what I'm talking about?
Indeed.
And not just Beaujolais, Pomade, or Neil Stein Domtall, because most Bahamians, they rather a glass of Mother Pratt.
Yes.
And you don't put ice and water, period. No, you don't mix wine, ice, and water mix. Wine is a special thing. You got to let it breathe. You could have wine, cheese, and biscuit, or wine, cheese, and bread. I am so proud of the young man who is on the show. I wish he had his own vineyard. Thank you
I'm
for
sure it's
taking my
coming.
call, sir.
Thank you very much. It's not
What's
getting
up?
to join us one time. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right.
Thank you. Very kind words, but spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's incredible. I mean, he's calling some big wines. Lafitte
He knows
Rothschild.
them all. Wow.
Wouldn't be great. And see, I love it, right? That's a consumer, all right, a connoisseur who's saying absolutely not. Water, ice,
My goodness.
cranberry juice, right? So who am I as a professional to say, maybe not, absolutely not. No, that call was heartwarming. I appreciate that. Yeah, drink water. You want ice and water, no wine.
Kyle, we appreciate you. You know that. Touré, we appreciate you. Zena, the education has been amazing, and we hope we continue this for a long time to come. Thank you all so much.
Awesome.
Thank you. We got one more for the year.
One more.
Yeah.
We'll figure out what new and exciting stuff we could do. I'm certain champagne of some sort will show up. Of course, it's Christmas. We'll do some giveaways but don't wait on the giveaways. Catch the sale.
Get the
this
sale.
week. Yeah, please.
Get there before Friday, folks.
Indeed.
All right. Thank you all so much. Appreciate it. Duquesa, Judy, thank you for being here this morning.
You too.
Appreciate that. A different perspective on this segment. This is great.
Enjoyed the smell.
Chester, you missed it. You missed it. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Brought to you in part by Seafowl, growing wealth for future generations. Pick up today's Guardian Business section, today's NASA Guardian for the latest in business news. Again, everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.